What's going on, everybody? It is your boy, Bad Dog, here with a therapy session. I think the therapy is going to be a little bit easier tonight after what happened today. We'll get into all of it. We have a lot to go over today. Obviously, a lot of things happened in the NFC East without question. But tonight's stream, is sponsored by Body Armor. The stream tonight is sponsored by Body Armor Sport Water. Body Armor Sport Water is an alkaline water with a pH 9 plus and a proprietary electrolyte formula with a wide mouth for easier hydration. Body Armor Sport Water is built for the all-day hydration for the athlete and all of us. And, of course, also brought to you tonight by mybookie.ag. If you guys want to bet on the games tomorrow night, you can go to mybookie.ag, open up a free account. Just use the promo code BADDOG, and they're going to give you some extra bonus cash to bet with. You can also play in their casino. You can bet anything, anywhere, anytime with mybookie.ag. Happy Sunday, everybody. Happy Football Sunday. We got a lot to go over today, don't we? Without question. A lot of things to go over today. A lot of things, and I'm going to talk about all of them with the best chat on YouTube. That is correct. And if you noticed, I don't usually get into the banter on Twitter. I usually stay away from it. But today I was feeling a little spicy. Commander fans were talking a lot of shit. Louis team, my guy Louis, he was talking a lot of shit about my Giants. And I didn't appreciate it. So I had to let Commander fans know either yesterday or Friday that they had beaten two of the worst teams in the league by a total of 6 points. And they're all talking about how great the Denver Broncos defense was. Guys talking, the Broncos defense is one of the best in the league coming into the game. They played the fucking Raiders at Jimmy Garoppolo in this one game. Today, the Broncos gave up 70 points and no Jalen Waddle. So I said, Commander fans, tell me about that vaunted Denver defense again. And then, of course, they got shredded 37-3 today because they kicked a 51-yard field goal like 40 seconds to go in the game. I mean, really? That's actually more pathetic, in my opinion, than getting shut out. The fact that you actually kicked a field goal of 51 yards just to go, we didn't get shut out. Didn't even try. Didn't even try to go for it. That's really bad. But the funny thing is, all those Commander fans, they all got mad at me. Why are you getting mad at me? I just told you the truth. And they're all talking spicy. They're all shitting on me on that tweet that I left. And then today, Bad Dog gets to respond a little bit, and they all get mad at me. They all get mad. They all start crying. Man, if you can't take it, then don't dish it out. I talked a lot of shit in that Cowboys game. When we got our ass whooped 40-0, I didn't go run and hide. I was on Twitter. I was on YouTube. I didn't go anywhere. I took my medicine like a man. That's what you do. You talk shit. If you get smacked around, you got to eat it. That's part of the trash talking. And I hope that what I heard today wasn't true. Now, I had a couple of Giants fans go to my Twitter page and in a couple of my videos and tell me Louis T was blocking Giants fans from the stream. Now, I'm going to give Louis T the benefit of the doubt, but I really hope you're not blocking Giants fans from your stream. I don't block Cowboys fans from my stream. I said, listen, Cowboys fans, pile on me. I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve to be piled on for the crap I talked. You whooped our ass. I sat there and took it. That's what you do. You don't go run and hide when you get your ass beat. When you talk all this good crap about Sam Howell's great, and he just threw another interception, by the way. Sam Howell just fired another pick. 4 interceptions today. I had to hear Sam Howell this, Sam Howell that. Sam Howell better than Daniel Jones. Do 4 interceptions. It's just his 4th game. It's amazing because when he played his 3rd game and he beat the worst defense you've ever seen in your life, it's just his 3rd game and he's already doing this. Now he had a shitty game against the real team in the Buffalo Bills. It's just his 4th game. You see how that works? Man, I'll tell you what, you lose a little respect for it. I never had a problem with the Commander fan base until recently. Like, why are you – Louis T started this. Louis T is going to get it on Wednesday, too. I'm telling you, that Super Friends thing, that's going to be off the chain. I don't give a damn if I'm 1-2. We have played 2 of the best teams in the league. And we're 1-2. It is what it is. So what? I told him, you better beat Buffalo because you didn't beat anybody. And we saw what happened today. They were completely dismantled and overmatched and dominated and humiliated on their own field with Magic Johnson there. I feel good. How you guys feel? Who's in the chat tonight? I'm going to get to some of these super chats in a second. Side guy, Brian Matthew, Haywood, Punkum, what's going on? The OG, Tim Timma, Brian Mondell, Min Juan Park, Forever NYG, James H. By the way, some of these guys, I know they just found me on Twitter. They just found me on YouTube or whatever. I get it, right? They just found me. Don't understand that I am one of the, I can talk some shit. Like I am a good trash talker, and I will piss you off when I talk. You're not going to make me mad. I think it's funny. I enjoy the banter. I like a good trash talk. I like those. That's why I do it. But I will piss you off. You test me in trash talk, I'm going to make you mad. You ain't going to beat me. Ask Punkum. Punkum's known me for 16 years on here. And they'll tell you, when I used to do these verbal battles against other video makers, I never lost. You can ask him. He was there for all of them. I'm a good trash talker. So I guess they weren't prepared. Because if you want to talk shit about my Giants, I'm going to defend them. I'm going to get on their case and they suck. I'm going to be honest about their performance. I'm not going to sit here and tell you we're world beaters. And I didn't go out of my way last year to talk shit about the Commanders or any other team. I worry about the Giants. You start talking that shit about my team, I'm going to defend my team. Whether they're playing good or not, it's our team. I love the Giants. I'm going to defend the Giants. And if you want to talk shit to me when my team's down in the dumps, you want to kick me when I'm down, well, I'm going to kick you when you're down because that's what I do. And I'm going to kick you harder because that's what I do. There's a reason I'm Bad Dog, baby. OJ, what's going on? Rob James H. Nicholas Caraccio. Mark Anthony, Jess Castaneda. Jonathan asked, Eagles lose them all. I don't think the Eagles are going to lose them all, but it would be pretty funny if they did. I'll be rooting for Tampa. I'll tell you that right now. I'll be rooting for Tampa Bay. It's good. I love to talk. I just like to talk smack. And the funny thing is, it's funny. You know what's funny? You talk a little shit to the Commander fans, and then there's some Giants fans that actually defend the Commanders, that's just funny to me. I had one asshole. This guy, and he's an idiot. He's supposed to be a Giants fan. I've read some of his tweets. He's a moron. The guy literally says, Washington scored 3 points. How many did the Giants score? That's one of the dumbest things I've ever. I told him, I'm like, that's one of the dumbest things. I actually retweeted. I go, this is one of the dumbest comments I've ever read in my life. So losing 37-3 is good. That's way better than losing 40-0. God, what a game. Washington really challenged them. And then the guy's response is, it takes a dumb ass to know a dumbass. Stay off the roids. And of course, that's always the go-to. Because that guy's a fat, lazy slob. So listen, man, like I said, if you can't get in the shape I'm in, it makes you feel better to think I take PEDs, more power to you. If that makes you feel better about yourself, you were to insult me. If it makes you feel good about your situation to insult me and say shit about me personally because you don't like that I'm talking shit about football team, more power to you. More power to you. That just lets me know I really, really got under your skin. That's really what I know. I was going to do something here, and I forgot what the hell I was going to do. Well, let me get to some of these super chats real quick, and then we'll talk. And my guy, Calvin, who is a Cardinals fan, thanks so much for the super chats. This is my favorite drop that I do. My guy, Calvin, says, in spite of what the media says, my Cardinals aren't tanking. What do you say, Dallas fans? You know what's amazing? Cowboys fans shit all over that Giants comeback. Hell, some Giants fans shit all over the comeback. They're the worst team in the league. They're tanking. They lost on purpose. They kicked Dallas's ass today. I'm going to be honest with you. The Cardinals, in all honesty, should probably be 3-0. They should probably be 3-0 against the NFC East. They were up 16-10 against Washington. They kicked Sam Howell's ass in that game. They ended up losing. Lord knows they were putting a beating on us. And we came back to it. I still don't know how the Giants pulled that off. I still don't know how the hell we pulled that off. But I'm going to be honest, that Arizona offense isn't bad at all. Josh Dobbs can play a little bit. I was ultra impressed with Josh Dobbs today. I was impressed with him against the Giants, too. Maybe the Cardinals got a little bit of juice that we didn't think they had, but I didn't see that one coming. I did not see that one coming against that Dallas defense, I'll be honest. Now, I will say this. I'm not taking anything away from the Cardinals' victory, and I'm not trying to suck up the Dallas here. But every year, the best of teams will lose a game that they're probably not supposed to lose. I don't think Dallas is I still think Dallas is one of the best teams in the league. But they just sometimes you just have those letdowns. The Dallas could have just simply overlooked the Cardinals, and that's very easy to do. They're like, oh, we beat the Giants 40-0. The Giants put up 31. This is going to be easy. And Dak Prescott's interception in the end zone was the icing on the cake for me. I loved that. That was fantastic. That was great. I loved seeing that. It was a beautiful thing. Jake, thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate you. Brilly. He says, hey, Bad Dog, when is Talking Giants? And are you guys going to do a show with Patty this week? I would imagine we'll do a show with Patty this week. Obviously, the Giants don't play till Monday. I got the NFC East roundtable on Wednesday. But yeah, Tuesday I'm free. Thursday it'll probably Thursday or it's usually Friday Talking Giants because we don't like to stream during the game on Thursday night. And the only reason we did it Wednesday was because we played on Thursday. So I would imagine it'll be Friday. But I also imagine we'll do a show with Patty this week. Haven't had a chance with the short week. We didn't get a chance to do it with her last week. So I would imagine that we will get a stream in there with our girl Patty. This week, which I'm going to do a video on the Daniel. I also wanted to talk about that tonight. The Daniel Jones and the San Francisco 49ers insulting him. Mike, thank you for super chat. Eagles going to win one for the NFC East tomorrow. I mean, if I'm betting, if I'm going to mybookie.ag and I'm throwing down a bet, I'm probably taking the Eagles. But Tampa Bay's not as bad as you think either. And the Eagles haven't looked great. I'm not saying the Eagles are going to lose. I'm not saying the Eagles are going to lose, but if they lost, I won't be as surprised as I thought I would have been 2 weeks ago. We'll put it that way. When I looked at the schedule, I would have said, that's an easy win for Philadelphia. And again, I'm not sitting here telling you that the Eagles are going to lose that game, but if they happen to lose it, it's not going to be as big of a shock as I thought it would be initially. Christopher with my favorite drop. Wax on, wax off. How about them boys losing Arizona? Yeah. How about them boys? It's a good Sunday for Giants fans. It's a good Sunday for Eagles fans. It's always fun watching your opposition lose, especially when the Commander thing's great to me. I mean, listen, that was the best. They want to run their damn and I love it. They literally go into my Twitter. And by the way, follow me on Twitter because it's football season. I'm feeling spicy on Twitter. I don't usually get spicy. I usually just ignore a conversation, and I really don't get into whole. I'm not going to have I'm not going to respond to everybody. I'm not going to have 40. I think of 40 comments in one thread. That's not going to happen. But once in a while, I'll throw my jabs back. Follow me on Twitter. Football season is going to be a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Follow me on Twitter. It's at Mr. Bad Dog 7676. Links in the description. Follow me on Instagram too. Why the hell not? We'll have some fun this year. But yeah, it's what it is. It's trash talk, man. It's part of the fun. But yeah, how about them boys? But yeah, the Commanders, man, that was funny. I just try to tell them you're not good. You ain't played anybody. And there you go. I think that if Washington would have played Arizona week 2 or week 3 when their offense when Josh Dobbs actually knew the names of the receivers, I think Washington would have lost that game. If I'm being completely honest. Divyansh, thank you for the super chat. What do you think of Zach Wilson? Zach Wilson stinks. There's a reason that he was there as a rookie, a top 5 pick, and immediately the Jets went out and got Aaron Rodgers. I don't like Zach Wilson. He's not good. He's not a good quarterback. I mean, the fact that Jets drafted him with a top 5 pick and then went out and gave Aaron Rodgers a 3-year deal, the Jets don't even like Zach Wilson. Devontae Jones. Cowboys lost to Black Caillou. Who's that? Oh, is that a what you call it? Is that a cartoon? Listen, Josh, like I said, I've been impressed with Josh Dobbs. I didn't see him play. I didn't see that Washington game, but I watched a lot of the Cowboys game today, and I watched what he did to the Giants in the first half. He's actually not bad. Like, he's not bad. He really isn't. He's not a bad quarterback. He's not great, but he's a lot better than I thought he was. I'm happy for him. I think he's playing really well. Min, thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate it. Where's Mike? There it is. He says, "Bad, I can watch all your videos. Hope we win next Monday and you drink that victory Scotch McAllen." I don't know. It got moved over there. Yeah, me too. Me too. We need to win, man. the Giants, this is a must win for the Giants, man. We can't be 1-3 going to Buffalo and in Miami. We're in deep shit if that happens. I'm not gonna sit. You saw what Miami did today. You saw what Buffalo did today. You saw what those teams are made of. And listen, I picked the Dolphins to beat every team in this division. That's how much I thought about the Dolphins going into this year, with Tua being healthy. Tua can play. They put up 70 points out of Jalen Waddle today. That was insane. That was absolutely insane what they did today. Behind the Fiends, thank you for the super chat. He says, "I hope Daboll takes the Cards Cowgirls game and sees what they did to expose that defense." Aloha, my friend. Aloha. Aloha, Mr. Had. Aloha. That was fun. That was a fun game. My kid and I were watching it. That's the other thing. Some I tweet this shit out about Sam Howell. Some guys like, "Oh, he's too busy. He's 40 years old, hanging out on Twitter. Too busy to hang out with his wife and kid." Like, you can't hang out with your wife and kid while you're tweeting, because Lord knows somebody like that asshole that commented that he can't do two things at one time. But I'm pretty sure it's easy to sit right next to your son, but like I was doing, and we were watching the Cowboys Cardinals game. My wife was right there, and I'm pretty sure you can tweet when you're with your family. I'm pretty sure it takes like 10 seconds to drop a tweet. It doesn't take that long. But I think what's more pathetic is somebody that's half my age and is single, and they hang out on Twitter. I think that's more pathetic. That you're a young person. You should be out socializing. But we all know when they're 40, their mom will still be feeding them. I feed my own child, but mommy will still be feeding them when they're 40. That's what happens to some of these people. It is what it is. It is what it is. I ain't hate, man. I'll judge anybody. You do what makes you happy, man. Trevor, thank you for super chat. Hell yeah. Commanders fan. Sorry, bro. I sat in the rain, took an ass whoop. See? Respect. I'm not running from it. However, if Sam and EB can grow from the experience, they might need to borrow your paper bag. If they can't grow from this experience, they might need to borrow your paper bag. Well, shout out to you, Trevor, for not hiding and taking it like a man. Shout out to you. That's what you're supposed to do. Every team gets their ass beat. Let me ask you this, Trevor. You guys lost to the Bills 37-3. You got your ass kicked. Buffalo's a really good team. We got our ass handed to us 30-12. San Francisco is probably the best team in the league, in my opinion. They are. They're definitely one of them. Buffalo is one of the best teams in the AFC. We know this. Dallas lost to Arizona, and it wasn't close. Who do you think is the most embarrassed about their week's performance? Who do you think is the most? And I'm not taking anything with the Cardinals, but listen, Trevor, they shit on you guys for coming back and being the Cardinals. They shit on us, right? Oh, the Cardinals, those the Cardinals. And they lost to them, and they lost big, and they got dominated. Anybody watch that game saw the Cardinals kick their ass. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful thing. But, yeah. The Commanders had a rough one today. Pirate King. Thank you so much. Says they don't want to hear nothing about Dak being better than Jones. Jones is clutch. Dak is not. 8-game winning drive since last season for Vanilla Vic. Well, listen, we saw how clutch Dak was throwing that completion to the other team in the end zone That was a thing of beauty. I had to laugh. I had to laugh at Dak Prescott doing that. It was just hilarious. It's typical Dak. Nobody, listen, Commander. I always want the Commanders and Giants to be at the top of this thing. Jalen Hurts made it to the Super Bowl last year. Dak Prescott, in his 7-year career, I think this is his 8th year, right? 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. His 8th season. Everyone's like, it's Jones' 5th season. Dak Prescott's been in the league 8 years. He's got one more playoff win than Daniel Jones. I can sit here and tell you there is no quarterback on the Commanders that has had as good of a situation as Dak has had since he came in the league. There is no question the Giants' talent certainly does not live up to what Dallas's talent is. And even Philadelphia, before Jalen Hurts' second year, when they went out and got A.J. Brown and made all these moves, their talent wasn't what. Dak Prescott has had more talent around him in his 8-year career than any quarterback for that length of time on the Eagles, the Commanders, or the Giants. And the guy doesn't win shit. And Cowboy fans don't like him. I mean, that's all you need. But then again, Giants fans don't like Daniel Jones, so I guess I understand where they're coming from. Trevor, my man, thank you for the super chat. There you go. He says, Lou does have some soft mods that squash fellow Commanders fans that don't comply with the narrative. I don't blame Louis, though. Good help, hard to find. I got to listen. I love Louis, my guy. You know that, Trev. Louis is my guy. Louis going to have a hard time with me on Wednesday. I'm telling you that right now. He started this. I didn't say anything. My ass, listen, I'm talking all this shit about the Cowboys. We get totally humiliated. 40-0. I'm sitting there licking my wounds. And I'm sitting there watching again. Oh my God, the Cowboy fans are going to have a field day with me. And deservedly so. I'm like, oh my God. I got to eat this whole shit sandwich. I got to eat the whole thing. I stuck both feet in my mouth. I didn't expect Louis T to come from the back, the blind side and start throwing shots at the Giants. I didn't expect that. So when that happened, then he got in my crosshairs because then it's like, you want to take a shot? You haven't even played Dallas. The only common opponent Washington and the Giants have played is Arizona. We both beat them, and the Giants put up 31 points. They put up 20, and they barely beat them. We barely beat them too, but that's because our defense stinks. And as bad as that Denver defense, so my God. I wish the Giants got to play Denver this year. The Giants offense might actually look decent against that team. Our offensive line might actually look like they can block somebody against that team. I love Miami's offense. That is fast. Ayub. What's going on, buddy? Ayub's a good dude, man. Thank you so much, Ayub. He says, 2-0 Waddle today. It's insane. Dropped 70. And yeah, Bad Dog Howell, still that guy. Basically a rookie. He got time. But DJ, buddy, we have a top 3 pick, and you're gone. If we're picking top 3, Ayub, it's possible. I won't say it's possible. I don't want to pick top 3, but if we are that bad, if we're that bad where you are picking top 3 and Caleb Williams or Michael Penix or Cam Ward or Drake May is sitting there. I mean, the one thing I'll say, and the reason I was thinking about this, my brother-in-law, obviously I have 2 brother-in-law, right? One's a Raiders fan, and they're playing right now, and one's a Giants fan, and neither one of them are very high on Daniel Jones. My brother-in-law the Giants fan doesn't really like Daniel Jones. He says he's mid. That's what a lot of people say about Daniel Jones. He's mid, and like I said, I'm not arguing these points. People are going to have their perception of Daniel Jones. I'm not going to try to change somebody's opinion. That's not what I do. If you don't like Daniel Jones, you don't like him. I'll tell you why I do like him or what I think he could do. But when they said this, my brother-in-law said something interesting. And then I started to think to myself, is this actually possible? He says to me, he said the same thing, Ayub. He goes, if the Giants are drafting top 3 this year, they're taking a quarterback. He said, Jones is not Daboll's guy. Jones is not Daboll's guy. He's not Shane's guy. And then I started to wonder, was that John Mara that had the big hand in re-signing Daniel Jones? Now I don't know because I don't know what goes behind closed doors, but it did. I did start to wonder. The Giants were in a really bad predicament. I want listen. Daniel Jones played well. I'm not gonna sit here and go, I didn't want to sign him. I did. I wanted Daniel Jones back here. And the improvement he showed last year with little to no talent, they won a playoff game. I definitely thought second year in the system, and it's very early. I'm not discrediting Daniel Jones. It's very early. We played two of the best defenses in the league in Dallas. And Dallas just has our number, okay? And our offensive line sucks. But I started to wonder, I'm like, is that possible that John Mara's the one that said he's staying here? And it wasn't the coaching staff. Again, I'll never know. But it made me wonder a little bit if that was the GM or if that was the owner. So we'll see, Ayub. We'll see. Gwendolyn, thank you for the thank you for being a member for a year, my lady. The Yankees got eliminated from playoffs. I didn't know they were still mathematically alive. I don't even know. It was a terrible year for New York sports. What a terrible year. The Mets were terrible. The Giants off to a horrible start. The Yankees sucked. Aaron Rodgers gets 4 plays with the Jets. It's been rough, man. And again, Mets, Jets, I don't root against them. They're not the Giants' rivals. I root for the Jets and Mets. But, I always root for them. Been a rough year in New York sports. Behind the Fiends, my man. Thank you for the super chat. Watch a Lions game today. I'm so happy for ex-Giant Dan Campbell and giving that fan base hope. Listen, the Lions' offensive line is really, really good. It is a really good team, and Dan Campbell is a really good coach, and I'm with you. The Vikings are on 3. I actually said, a lot of people picked the Lions to win that division. Now, the Packers, they came back big time today. Derek Carr got hurt. That's great for my fantasy team. My fantasy team I won that last year. This year, everybody's hurt on my fantasy team. It's just terrible. So I really suck this year. They came back and won today. I mean, I didn't expect the Packers to be like this, but I said, until somebody knocks out the Vikings, I have to pick the Vikings. But the Lions were a lot of people's pick to win that division, and they're a good team. I mean, they beat Kansas City week 1. They lost to Seattle in overtime, but the Lions that's a good team. That is a good team. It's a sneaky good team. That may make some noise in the postseason, but they definitely look like they're the best team in the NFC North. Well, without question. Without question. Christopher, my man, thank you so much. My favorite drop. Thank you so much. Hey, Bad Dog, hypothetical question. Would you trade Barkley for 2 good O-linemen? Depends on the Giants situation. If we're out of it, if we're 1-6 or 2-6 at the trade deadline, I probably would, because Barkley's probably not coming back here if we're 2-6. They're probably not going to give him the money. And, definitely. I mean, offensive line is extremely important. So, yeah, I probably would do that. I probably would. I think I love Saquon, but if there's no line to block for Saquon, it doesn't matter. The problem is when Saquon's not there, the offense definitely is not the same. We know that. That offense is not nearly as good without him as it is with him. So it's a tough one, but I just think the guys up front are more important. I think 2 good O-linemen are more important than 1 running back. I really do. And God knows our offensive line has been complete crap for years. Kay's hand, thank you so much for the super chat, brother. Appreciate that. He says if Dallas needs Dak to win the game, Dak will choke. Yes, this is a fact. Dak will choke. It's a Dak. It's very Daktual. It's a Daktual statement. Dak will choke in the clutch. Yes, he will. Johnny! Thank you, buddy. I appreciate the super chat very much. Says, Bad Dog, how are you, my friend? What a beautiful day to see Dallas and Washington lose. Yeah, Eagle fans loving this week so far. Cowboy fans are delusional, but not having played well yet. Go Eagles. Yeah, you haven't played well, and yet you're 2-0. Like I said, the beginning of the year, looking at that game tomorrow, I would have said Not you guys are going to kick their ass. I still think you're going to win the game, but if you lose, it's not going to be as big of a shock as I would have thought. But yeah, good week for the Eagles so far. They ain't even played. Good Sunday for us Giants fans. We haven't had a good Sunday in a while. Well, no, what am I talking about? Sunday's the only good day. Sundays are always good to the Giants, right? We won on Sunday last week. Sunday night we played Sunday night, not Monday night. Sunday afternoons are good to the Giants. We'll put it that way. A couple weeks ago was a good Sunday. This week's been a good Sunday. So, Juice World. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. He says, not related, but I've been talking to this girl. Oh, boy. Here we go. You want advice from me? For some reason, she stopped responding to me. Do you have any ideas? What or how I can get over it? Yes, I do. I don't know. You just got to keep yourself busy. Forget about her. Forget about it. Seriously, just keep yourself busy. Do other things. Go hang out with your friends. Go do whatever it is that young people do these days. I couldn't tell you what young people do these days. I haven't been a young people in many, 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 many years. But that's what I would say. Just keep yourself busy. Time heals all wounds, no matter what it is. No matter what it is. Some wounds take longer to heal than others. But time heals them, man. Time heals all wounds. Just keep yourself occupied. You forget about her. Next thing you know, you've forgotten about her. All the way live, like Coolio said. Sly Guy. Thank you for being a member for 19 months. Remind Louis T that in 1940, Chicago 73, Washington nothing. Well, the other thing I'll remind Louis T of is no team in the history of the NFL has beaten another team as many times as the Giants have beaten Washington. We've beaten them 105 times. And they constantly crap at their quarterback, who is 5-1-1 against them, and the only loss Daniel Jones has. We had his touchdown run called back. That was a phantom holding call. He would have had a touchdown. Darius Slayton dropped the touchdown wide open. And then Dexter Lawrence, wasn't offsides, and they got another chance to kick that a field goal. I mean, Daniel Jones would be 6-1 against them. They can't even beat him. Dashy, thank you for the super stick. Appreciate you. Hell yeah. And let's see if I can do this. Woo! Dashy, thank you so much. Hey, you, thank you for the super chat. Braves are elite. Yeah, Braves are elite. Oh God, I would freaking love Ronald Acuna to be a Yankee. Yankees should listen. Brian Cashman should throw $1 billion at some of these free agents this year. Shohei, get Ohtani and Acuna here, and mix them up with the young guys that we have. Mix them up with the young guys. Mix them up with the Florials. I mean, Dominguez got hurt, which sucks. The Perazzas, the Cabreras, the Austin. Well, let just mix it in there. Volpe. I would love Acuna to be I love Ronald Acuna. He's one of my favorite players. I said this before. Now, a lot of younger people probably don't remember. Dashy will remember, even though he's younger, but he's a Cincinnati Reds fan. And one of my favorite players ever was Eric Davis. And Acuna reminds me a lot of, he's just a little bigger than Eric Davis, but he reminds me a lot of an Eric Davis in his prime. Eric Davis in 1987, if he didn't miss 33 games, would have been the first 40-40 guy ever. He might have even been a 50-50 guy. He hit 37 homers, stole 50 bases, and drove in 100 runs in 129 games. It's one of the most magical seasons I've ever seen. Acuna reminds me a lot of Eric Davis, who would have been in the Hall of Fame without question had he not dealt with injuries. Trev, thank you for the super chat. He says, Cowboys, quite frankly, he says they got put to sleep like Joe Biden today, quite frankly. I tell you, Trev, I was watching the game and I was watching Dak Prescott. He's not a winner. He's just not a winner. He's not the guy you want in the clutch, quite frankly. He's not Daniel Jones. He's not him. He's just not that guy. He don't have what it takes, quite frankly. I love it as a guy that hates Cowboys. You love to see it. You love to see it. He doesn't do things big or strong, quite frankly. It's fake news. Dallas. The Dallas fans, they get a little delusional. They get a little crazy. They love to talk about the Super Bowl thing. They love those two words. They haven't tasted it or even sniffed it. And Joe Biden likes to sniff hair. The Cowboys haven't sniffed hair or the Super Bowl in about 30 years, quite frankly. And Dire Giants, thank you so much for the super chat. A top prospect, QB. Behind this line to perform well, you build a foundation first. Speaking of which, the fuck are they going to stop talking about? So, what would happen if the Giants did draft a quarterback? Dire Giants fan, he would sit behind Daniel Jones for a year. There's no way that he would start immediately. Daniel Jones, the Giants are going to have, Daniel Jones is going to be there next year no matter what. We're not drafting top 3. The Giants are not that bad. They're not drafting top 3. They're not drafting a quarterback. I don't believe that in a minute. But if that was ever the case, that's what they would do. They would sit him behind Jones for a year, I would imagine, and then they could probably move on from Jones. They'd have to eat a little cap now that they backloaded it, but who knows, man? I don't even want to think about 2024. Listen, like I said, we played the Niners. The Niners are going to the Super Bowl. Okay? They're going. They're that good. The Cowboys are really good too. They had a bad day today. They're a really good team. Right? We got our ass kicked by those two teams. And Arizona, obviously, they're a little bit better than we thought they were. Okay? We were able to win that game. We got to beat Seattle. We beat Seattle. We're 2-2, which is not terrible, especially when you just saw Dallas lose to Arizona. And you see what happened when Washington played a good team. The Eagles are the Eagles. I'm pretty sure most people pick them to win the division. If the Giants if the Giants somehow, some way get out of the first 6 games 3-3, we're in good shape. The first 6 games were absolutely brutal. Against Dallas, fly across country to Arizona, short week against San Francisco. Remember, prime time against Dallas, prime time against San Fran, fly back home, play Monday night, another primetime game against Seattle, fly to Miami, play Miami, fly to Buffalo, another primetime game. That's rough. The Giants play 4 out of 5 games on the road in this stretch in 4 primetime. If they end up 3-3, not bad. Not bad. They got to beat Seattle, though. That is an absolute must. They got to beat Seattle. Chislo, they give a super chat. If the NFL was only one half of football, the team I would not want to play is the Cardinals. I know. Those dudes look like absolute gods in the first half, but they held on today. They learned from their mistakes, and they held on to win today. Like I said, how the Giants, how they came back to win is beyond me. That was a miraculous comeback. Without question. Dire Giants fan, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. This is Bring That Heat on Wednesday, man. Oh, I'm bringing it. They can't mute me. I'm bringing it. I'm bringing it. It's over. It's over, quite frankly. I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him. John, it's just good. I get a little something to everybody. Hopefully the Eagles lose tomorrow, and then I can get a piece of all of them. It's Wednesday night. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be fun. John, get my Phillies bad dog. Remember, I'm just saying the Braves are. I'll be shocked the Braves don't go to the show. I don't care what the Braves do. I just want Ronald Acuna to be a Yankee. That's it. Divyash, thank you, my friend. No, Russell Wilson's got a massive contract. I don't believe they can. I don't believe they can get rid of him. They signed him to a big deal, and I'm not sure exactly what the contract is, but it is a lot. All right, now that we caught up on the super chats, let's talk about the Giants. Obviously lost to San Fran 30-12. Giants hung in there for a half. San Francisco was just a really good team. And it kind of went the way I thought it would. We'd hang around for a little while, got out talented in the second half. And they're just a really good team. It is what it is. You can't hang it. Listen, we went in there on a short week, and I'm not making excuses. San Francisco is better than we are. But we went in there without 2 of our 3 best offensive players. Okay? We went in there with no Andrew Thomas against that pass rush, no Saquon Barkley. What I was disappointed in is that the Giants took absolutely no shots. They took no shots down the field, none. Now, I understand our offensive line isn't really good, and I understand Daniel Jones deals with a lot of pressure. He's not pressure on every play. I would have liked to have seen the Giants take more deep shots down the field and stretch the field and try. I said if they play conservative and they do all this dink and dunk crap, you're not going to do anything. You're not going to have 14 play drives against the 49ers on a consistent basis. They had a drive where they scored a touchdown. They had a short field. I think they started at the 49 or 39-yard line. You're not going to drive the ball down the field against the Niners like that. It's not going to happen. So, oops, wrong thing. I just didn't like the game plan. The better team won. Even with Andrew Thomas and Saquon Barkley, you're probably not winning that game. But again, the Giants are 1-2. A lot of people probably picked us to be 1-2 right now. So I guess we're on schedule. That Monday night game is everything. I was disappointed. I was more agitated at the fact we couldn't tackle anybody. Losing to San Francisco, not going to piss me off. They're better than we are, and I didn't expect to win that game. It said we were going to lose 31-17. That was my prediction. So it's not like I expected to win, but I expected the tackling to be better. Like, the tackling is awful. It is awful. It is embarrassing. The Niners consistently made contact and got an extra 5, 10, 20, 30 yards. The Giants don't know how to wrap up. The Giants got to get back to fundamentals. And I know that's a Joe Judge term, but seriously, man, they've got to learn to tackle. They got to learn to tackle. You're not beating anybody if you can't tackle the damn ball. Carl Banks even said that. Okay? You have to tackle. That was what made me more mad than anything else in that game, was the lack of tackling. It was embarrassing the way the Niners ran over the Giants and the fact that we could not bring anybody down. Micah McFadden was fantastic in that game. I loved Micah McFadden in that game. Kayvon got a sack, but we got to tackle. Got to do a better job of tackling. No question about it. Seattle can play. Seattle can put up points. Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, Kenneth Walker, Geno Smith, JSN, they got weapons. If we don't tackle against Seattle, if we don't get pressure on Geno against it, we're going to lose. We're going to lose. Now, Seattle's defense is not Dallas, and it is not San Francisco. But the Giants are not, especially without Barkley, because I'm not counting on Barkley playing. I'm hoping Andrew Thomas is back. The Giants cannot get in a shootout with anybody. They get in a shootout with Seattle, they're going to lose. The Giants have got to tackle. The Giants have got to make Seattle earn it. Can't give up big plays, and they certainly can't give up conversions on 3rd and 15 and 3rd and 12 and 3rd and 8. And the Giants cannot get off the damn field on 3rd down against San Francisco. It's so frustrating. Very frustrating. That was incredibly frustrating. The inability to get off the field on 3rd down was killing the Giants. So just not good. It's really, really bad. They got to do a better job of tackling. And they got to open this offense up, man. I don't know what the hell happened. And Jalen Hyatt needs snaps. Can we get Jalen Hyatt some snaps? The kid totally changed momentum in the Giants-Cardinals game. The Giants started going downfield and opened up the offense. And lo and behold, 31 points and a half. And then they go to San Fran and they look scared. Stop playing like that. Scared money don't make no money. Scared money don't make money. When you're worse, and I shouldn't say worse, when you're not as good, when you're not as talented, and you can sit there and go, we can beat anybody, we're this good, we're that good. Yeah, you should be confident, but you know how good San Francisco is. And you're not lining up and beating those guys one-on-one. Take some damn chances. And they didn't. Dink, dunk, dink, dunk. Stretch the field. Try. Throw the ball down the field. The only thing I'll say about the Giants this year, and again, it's 3 games. I'm not giving up on the season. It does not have the same feel as it did last year. Maybe it's because it was a honeymoon phase. Maybe it's because they won 2 out of their first 3 games and it was different. It just, the energy, and maybe it's just me, the energy seems to be different this season. It just seems to be different to me. It just seems that way. My man, LA Lou, thank you for the super chat. Hell yeah. Thank you so much, buddy. Really appreciate it. He says, always happy when the Cowboys lose. I think everybody is. I was at Philly 500 when Dak threw his end zone pick. Philly was peeking in on Mahomes, who suddenly sounded like a Trump apologist for, oh, God. Mark loves him some Dak. Mark loves Dak Prescott. Loves him. Mark absolutely loves Dak. Loves him to death. Will always stand up. Oh, a million excuses. A million excuses. A million excuses. Larry, thank you so much for the $2. Boom, shakalaka. Appreciate it very much. Give Larry a couple of Ric Flair. So much. Pencil Man. Hell yeah. Thank you so much. Pencil Man says, all the critics said we scored 31 against the Cardinals defense. Well, the Cowgirls didn't do so well. Maybe the Cardinals aren't a bad team. I mentioned that. I said maybe they're not as bad as we initially thought that they were. But, Cowboy fans, everybody shit on that Giants win. You know that. Everybody said, oh, that's the Cardinals. The Cardinals. The Giants came back against the Cardinals. It's pathetic that they had to come back against the Cardinals. That was my favorite. It's pathetic that they had to come back against Cardinals. You understand the Cardinals have had a lead at the half in every one of the games they played this year. What the hell are you talking about, people? Cardinals are led at the half in every game. They really could be, probably should be 3-0. And they beat one of the best teams in football today. But they wanted, it's just the Cardinals. The Cowboy fans, it's just the Cardinals. It's just the Cardinals. Giants fans get all happy about beating the Cardinals. You couldn't beat them. And then Cowboy fans started going, we beat you 40-0. I got nothing to say to that. You did. And my point is, you can't take anybody lightly in this league. Nobody. Can't take anybody lightly. I'm not going to tell you this right now. Philadelphia might play their best game of the year tomorrow because Philadelphia watched what happened today. They watched that game, Dallas. They watched the Dallas game, no question. They're probably sitting there thinking to ourselves, we can't fall asleep on Tampa. Because otherwise, we could be looking at what happened to Dallas happening to us. So, it is what it is. But, yeah, man, it's great. The therapy session was good. I had a therapy session just watching the Commanders and Cowboys. Even Little Bad Dog was cheering for the Cardinals. It was hilarious. You know what else he said to me was funny? I was telling him how good Pat Mahomes was because I had RedZone on. For whatever reason, the Cowboys-Cardinals game was not on CBS or on Fox in my area. It was the Bears and Chiefs. Why I got Bears and Chiefs is beyond me. I guess it was the 425 game. I don't know. You knew that game was going to suck. So I just put RedZone on. I'm like, this is the only way I'm going to be able to see the Cowboys. And then when the game got out of hand, I went to CBS or at Fox and I put the Bears game on. But I was talking to my son about how good Pat Mahomes is. And I said, look, this is why Daddy bought a rookie card because he's great and all this stuff. And, they were showing the scores. And he's like, oh, look at Daddy. Dallas is losing. He goes, Dallas is losing by a lot. I think this was when it was 28-16. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, but we don't. Dallas is good. I don't, whatever. But he looks at me. He goes, Daddy, how come the Bears don't have any? When it was 41-0, how come the Bears don't have any? I just said, well, they're not very good, buddy. They're not very good. Luckily, he was sleeping when the Giants didn't have any. They didn't have any. Lou, thank you for the super chat. He says Cowboys aren't as good as people think they are. I got to be honest. I'm not going to discredit Dallas. I think they had an off day. I think it happens. I think they went in there thinking the Cardinals are a lesser opponent. They saw Washington get blown out today. The Cowboys knew they blew out the Giants. Giants beat the Cardinals. Cowboys probably went in there with ultra confidence, didn't take it seriously, and lost. I'm not going to say Dallas is not a good team because of that. I think that's a hiccup. We'll see where they go from here. I don't think they're frauds. I think that they're a good team. I don't think they're great. I don't think they're a Super Bowl team. I think their defense is very good. Their offense is still it's above average, but it's nothing. It's not the Dolphins. It's not. I know the Eagles haven't looked good. It's not the Eagles. It's not the Chiefs. It's not those teams. It's not. They're not the Niners. Dallas is probably a top 6 team in the league, but today may game. I'll see where they go from here, but I'm not. I enjoyed the hell out of them losing. Don't get me wrong. That's a thing of beauty, but I'm not ready to say that they're not good. I still think that's a good team. Now, of course, Cowboy fans, listen, the Giants' offense has been bad, and our offensive line sucks. And I don't think Dallas is 40 points better than the Giants either. I think everything went bad against the Giants. I think that just was a culmination of everything sucking and Dallas being way better than us. But Dallas has played a bad Giants team, and they played Zach Wilson. And Dallas fans are talking about how they outscored, their first 2 opponents 70-10. And today they gave up 28 to the Arizona Cardinals. We gave up 28 to the Arizona Cardinals. Our defense sucks. And we ended up winning. So we put up 31 on them. Daniel Jones had a way better game against them than Dak did. Officer Richie, thank you for the super chat. Thank you so much. Yes, Dallas did lose. Dallas lost. Louis, I can't believe Louis' mods are blocking Giants. Boy, he's gonna get it. Washington, man, what are the Washington Commander fans doing? I never had a problem with that fan base. What are they doing? They talk. I just make a tweet about how because my guy Louis started talking shit about the Giants and making fun of the fact that they got beat. Said, did anybody attend the funeral of the Giants? Did anybody attend the funeral of the Giants? But he started it. The Commanders had nothing to do with the Giants and Cowboys, but he had to start. And then I had to hear it again when we lost to San Francisco. So that's when I said, okay, well, the Commanders have beaten 2 of the worst teams in the league. And the Cardinals obviously are better than we thought they were, but they're not a great team. And they barely beat them. They only put 20 points up on them. And I said, you beat 2 of the worst teams in the league. And again, this is before the Cardinals won today. But I said, and people are like, oh, Denver's defense is great. Miami hung 70 without Jalen Waddle. 70 on Denver. But the Commander fans are talking spicy about how good the Washington's defense, Broncos defense was. See, all this stuff. And I just tell them, hey, you're not that good. You haven't played anybody good yet. See what happens when you play somebody good. Buffalo smacks them 37-3. And they get all mad at me because I go on Twitter and say, ha, I told you so. I'm not even the guy to do it, but it's Twitter. That's what Twitter's for, in my opinion. Twitter is where I'm going to talk my shit. Follow me on Twitter. Links in the description. Follow me on Twitter. We're almost at 8,000 followers. Let's get there. It'll be awesome. But that's where we're going to have some fun. Okay? And you're making them mad when they start to take personal shots at you. I don't take personal shots at anyone on Twitter. I just tell you your team sucks. I just let them know that. So the Commander fans don't like it. They talk a lot of shit. They don't like the fact that I talk shit back. They can't take it. It's a bad look on a fan base. It's a bad look on a franchise that gave up and didn't go for it on 4th down and kicked a 51-yard field goal so they didn't get shut out. To me, that's more embarrassing than getting shut out and not even trying to score a touchdown. That's embarrassing. And then I hear this stuff about Louis' mods hiding the Giants fans in the chat. That's soft. That is really, really, really soft. You got to be better than that. Listen, man, I'm a Giants fan. I take fire from everywhere, including my own fan base. Okay? I don't hide. I don't block people that come in and go, oh, the Giants suck. Ha ha, bad dog, your team's ass. Daniel Jones is shit. We beat you 40-0. Cry face, cry emojis, laugh emojis. Daniel Jones with a shit emoji. I don't block them people. It's part of the fun for me. It's part of the fun of football, sports. Good old-fashioned trash talk. That's why I love doing the Super Friends thing. We have a lot of fun. It's trash talk. If you can't take somebody giving it back to you, then don't. Because as soon as you open your mouth, then you talk shit and you look bad, they're coming back after you. So you better be prepared to take it. Because Lord knows, I knew watching that game, like, oh my God, they're coming for me. They're coming for me. And they should. Listen, I knew my post-game video was going to get 60,000 views. I knew Cowboy fans were going to have at me. And like I said, they deserve to. But I wasn't going to not be on Twitter, and I wasn't going to not be on YouTube, and I was not going to allow, to say, oh, I'm going to go hide because I don't want to hear the Cowboy fans talking shit about me. No. It's okay. It's part of the fun, man. Larry, thank you for Super Chat. Appreciate you. He says, my Niners are the best team in the NFL, period. You get no argument from me. No argument. No argument here. Absolutely no argument. I think you are the best team in the league. I think you're going to the Super Bowl. I think you're the most talented 53-man. I said that before the Giants game. I think you're the most talented 53-man roster in the league. I think you're very well balanced. I think you're incredible. I do think Brock Purdy has a little luck on his side. He's had a lot of passes that are deflected and should be intercepted, and they don't. But I think you guys are an amazing team, without question. I think you're the best team in the NFL. You're not getting an argument from me. I think you guys are really good. I think you guys are great. Sonny, it's my favorite drop. Actually, the Wu-Tang one's probably my favorite drop, but I do love the Karate Kid one. Sonny, he says, the Cardinals are playing like the Giants were last year. Good point. With heart and no fear. The Giants feel different this year. They do. Like they stopped working. Like they felt like they arrived. They're getting a huge dose of reality. I could not agree more with you, Sonny. That is exactly the way I feel, too. The Cardinals, you're right. They're playing like they have with no fear and with heart. Nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. That's where the Giants played last year. House money, nothing to lose. This year, it is a completely different feel. It is almost like they stopped working, like they're like, we have arrived and we don't need to work hard anymore. And they seem lazy to me. Now, I'm not there practice. I don't know what goes on in practice. People are talking about how the Giants should have played their starters in the preseason, but a lot of teams don't do that. A lot of teams don't. So, and they're fine. They're fine. Now, the Bengals didn't play Joe Burrow because he's been hurt. Now Joe Burrow might be hurt again. And maybe that hurt. But the thing is with the Giants, like people are like, oh, the Cowboys didn't do that. But the Cowboys have been together a lot. Like the Giants had a lot of different pieces on the team this year. And they probably should have played more. I'm not saying you got to play a half, but they should have got more than one drive. There's something, it's something we said about what you do in practice. It's practice. But when you're playing against live NFL competition, it's just different. You work on plays. You work on timing. You know what I mean? You work on scenarios and situations. That's what the preseason is for. The Giants looked incredible in their one drive against Carolina, but that was it. But one drive is one drive. Again, they played Dallas and the 49ers, and both of those teams are great. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not giving up on certainly not giving up on the Giants. It's too early. It's too early. We got to beat Seattle. That's it. Got to beat Seattle. Dashy, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Reds choked away a 9-0 lead. And wow, that sucks because aren't you still fighting for a wild card? I haven't checked the standings in the National League in a while. Third time since 1904, the Reds choked away a 9-0 lead and lost. I don't blame you, especially if you're fighting for a wild card. I'd be beyond pissed off, too. Also, if the Raiders have third and goal and they don't have Brandon Jacobs, Josh Jacobs in the game, they definitely don't have Brandon Jacobs in the game. Devontae Adams is so damn good, man. I told my damn buddy, we took Josh Jacobs in the second round. I told him we should have taken Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams is a big reason we won our fantasy team last year, fantasy football league last year. Devontae, thank you for the super chat. He says, Eagle fan here, but I bet it's an easy therapy session when the other two teams lose and the trolls can't come out. Oh, they trust me, they came out. They came out swinging. They got mad at me because I told them their team's their ass. I told them, but yes, today was a lot easier, Devontae. There's no question. Watching those two teams lose today made me feel a lot better. It was funny. I had to laugh. I had an official do the flag. Yeah, I had to laugh. It was definitely funny. It was definitely funny. It was funny. I especially enjoyed trolling the Commander fans. That was actually fun to me. I don't normally battle. I don't normally even mess with it. The funny thing is, I tweet out, the Commander fans talk all that shit, and now they can't take it. I even said, I go, it's a bad look at the fan base. And somebody in the thing goes, what shit did we talk? I'm like, where have you been? It's been going on for 3 days. Where you been? Going on for weeks. Talk to your guy, Louie. Louis made old school bad dog come out. Talk to him. Talk to your guy. Talk to your guy, Louis. He brought out old school bad dog. You don't want that guy. You want nice bad dog that just sits there and says, I'll give you some credit. You don't want the guy that sits there and talks shit to you because I'm going to piss you off. I'm going to make you mad. That's what shit talking's about. To make you man up where you insult me. It's going to be great. Love it. Love it. Keep them coming. Zone. Give me a hell yeah. Thank you so much. He says it was 16-0 mid fourth quarter. So 37-3 does not do justice as to what type of game it was. I think it's a fair excuse to say Howell and Eric Bieniemy are learning this season and can get better. The season is young. Yeah, season is young. I agree. But 37-3 is 37-3. The offense was terrible. You turned it over 5 times. Sam Howell threw 4 interceptions. Commander fans are all full of themselves for winning a game against Arizona 20-16, which 20 points, and Sam Howell turned the ball over twice in that game, including a fumble for a scoop and score. Okay. Then he had a good game against Denver, in which I tried to tell Commander fans the Broncos defense sucks. And they told me how great it was. And then we saw Denver give up 70 points today. I mean, that's like Georgia. Georgia didn't even beat UAB 70-21 yesterday. Georgia didn't even beat UAB 70-21. But everybody was saying, it's just Sam Howell's third game. Sam Howell's already doing this. Sam Howell's already doing that. And then he plays a good defense. And he plays terribly. And now, it's just his 4th game, bad dog. It's just his 4th game. I had to hear before the game, he's only played 3 games and he's already better than Daniel Jones. He's only played 3 games, he's better than Daniel Jones. I didn't hear that for 3 days. And then Buffalo, who's good, teaches the young man a lesson, which I said Sam Howell's going to have a tough year because he plays some really good defenses. And he's a rookie. You're not going to give up on the rookie. You're definitely not. He's going to have games like that. Rookies do have games like that. But I just find it funny how one day he's only played 3 games and he's better than Daniel Jones. And then the next week he's only played 4 games. He'll get better. You can't have it both ways, man. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. You can't. You got to take the good with the bad. That's how it goes. Like I said, man, I was not saying anything of the Commanders. I don't think Sam Howell is very good. That's my opinion. I said that before the year started. It's not a knock on Sam Howell. It's just my opinion. Listen, I've been wrong about quarterbacks before, so it's very possible I'm wrong about Sam Howell. I've been wrong. I've been right. I've been on YouTube a long time. I've been wrong sometimes and right sometimes. I'm human. That's the way it goes. Everybody in the history of the planet is wrong and right. That's why I always laugh when people are like, oh, you were wrong, or I was right. Who gives a shit? You will be wrong sometime. Who cares? Especially on the internet. Like, who are we trying to impress by going, I was right about that? If Sam Howell ends up being ass, I'm not going to sit there and go, I told you Sam Howell was going to suck. I don't believe he's going to be good. And if he is, I'll go, I was wrong about that, just like I was wrong about Jalen Hurts. Shit happens. It happens. Devontae, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Oops, where'd it go? There it is. Yes, well, the Yankees were out of playoff contention, but they were officially eliminated today. Also, the Broncos game was it was. That really did, like, Miami moved at a different speed. Miami moved at a different speed. Miami's really good. I said, we did the predictions on the Super Friends. I picked Miami to beat every team in our division. They're really good. They're really good. Godson, my guy. I always appreciate the fellow gym rats. I always appreciate the dudes that pump the iron, man. I always appreciate that. DJ, want to playoff game? Sam Howell is an override ball. I don't know who. I think Commander fans over. Listen, I understand this. I get it. Commander fans, they've had a really shitty owner for many years. They got rid of him. The dark cloud of Daniel Snyder is gone. I get it. They're excited. They got a new quarterback. They got some talent on that team. They won their first 2 games. They're feeling good about themselves. They feel themselves. They want to believe in the young quarterback. I did too with Daniel Jones. His first year, I was all in. His second year, I started to fall out. His third year, I was all out. And then his fourth year, he brought me back and I was all in. And I'm still there. So the ebb and flows happen. Now, I saw on Twitter today, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, it's the Beard. The Beard does the show with Authentic, the parlay, like they do the parlay together, Authentic and the Beard. They got a good show. And he said, I'm pretty sure he tweeted out that Commander fans are already saying bench Sam Howell. Now, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Like that guy played a good defense. It's his 4th game, and we got to bench Sam Howell. Are you serious? With the quarterback issues that Washington's had, you're going to some Commander fans already want to. Did I say Redskins? Whatever. I don't know what the hell they're called. But I mean, with the problems they've had at quarterback, because he had a bad day today, you're looking at benching him. I don't know. Nona, my lady, what is going on? Good to see you. Lakers going to start in about a month. Laker dog will be back and better than ever. Let's go. Larry Edwards, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate you. Next in the Niners revenge tour, Cowgirls and Phillies. Oh, our Phillies. Philly. Oh, I hope so. I love it. You guys are going to kill Dak Prescott. I can see Dak throwing 3 interceptions in that one. I can see it. My sister's a 49er fan, so happy for her. She's a 49er fan. She's been a 49. My sister's been a 49er fan. She's never been a Giants fan. She's been a 49er fan since she was 11 years old. And she's, how old is my sister? She's 2 years younger than me, so she's 46. But that's, she's been a 49er fan since forever. It's the only team she's ever rooted for. How that happened, I have no idea. It just did. My whole family's, well, my immediate family, my dad, my grandfather, Giants fans. She just decided to be a Niner fan. So I'm happy for her. I mean, the Niners are, but they haven't won a Super Bowl in a long time. I think this is the year, though. I honestly do. If the Niners were healthy during the Eagles game last year, it would have been interesting if Brock Purdy could have stayed healthy. It would have been interesting to see the way that played out. But we all know how it played out. Can't wait to see Stephen A. tomorrow. The Cowgirls lost to the worst team in the NFC West. I don't know that they are. And I don't really think that's a knock because the Rams aren't bad. The Niners are great. Seahawks aren't bad. So maybe they are not. Maybe that is technically maybe they are the worst team in the NFC West, but the Cardinals could be 3-0. So they're really not as bad as everybody pegging them out to be, saying they're tanking. They're tanking for Caleb Williams. They're tanking. I just think it's a young quarterback in Josh Dobbs and a first-year head coach and a lot of new parts. And they're kind of learning. And they just kind of, they really blew the game against the Giants. I mean, it's just, they blew it, you know. It started to snowball, and the Giants played fantastic for a half of football. You know, the Giants have played 12 quarters. We played good in 2 of them. The other 10 quarters, holy shit. It's been a nightmare. But still, the Commanders and the Giants did both beat Arizona, and the Cowboys lost. So it's pretty damn funny. Pretty damn funny. Manny says, bro, you're the man. How can I be the man? You're the man. Something more pathetic get shut out 40-0 opening day than kicking a field goal. Nah, I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Did you get a moral victory out of losing 37-3 as opposed to 40-0? I mean, does that make you feel better? Did you not get your ass kicked? Yeah, I mean, you gave up. You're supposed to try to score a touchdown. You're not supposed to go, oh, I don't want to get shut out. I want to kick a field goal. It would have been funny as hell if the field goal was blocked for a touchdown. Like, that would have been funny. But, I mean, come on, man. I mean, really, that's what the Commanders decided to do today. We're not going to try to convert 4th down. We want to get this meaningless 3 points. Come on, man. I don't think losing 37-3 is better than losing 40-0. It sucked for both teams. It sucks for both teams. But come on, man. Come on. Yeah, you live in our head rent free. You do understand Louis T started this shit, right? You do understand that, right? I didn't say nothing about the Commanders. Commanders live in the Giants. Man, we don't ever think about you. Ever. If the Eagle fans want to say we live in your head rent free, maybe they do a little bit. Maybe the Eagles do take up a little space in my brain. I'm not going to deny that. I freaking hate Philadelphia. You guys are an afterthought. Nobody thinks about the damn Commanders. You are the most irrelevant team in this division by a mile, and it's not close. So to say you live rent-free, go blame your man Louis T for this. Go blame him. Talking spicy because the Giants lost to the Cowboys, and he's talking about funerals and making fun of my team. He did that. I didn't start this. I just responded. And now that I responded, and you don't want me to talk shit, because I'm going to piss you off. And that's what he did. So he got a little old school bad dog. So he made me talk some shit. And Commander fans don't like it. And now you get this. We live in your head rent free. No, you don't. You absolutely do not. Absolutely do not. So you haven't swept this in the past 2 years? Oh, yeah, you tied last year. This is how pathetic Commanders are right here. This comment. You haven't swept us in 2 years. This. You haven't swept us in the past 2 years. Well, you didn't sweep us either. But this is where they're at. We tied you. We tied the Giants last year. That's where Commander fans are. This is where they are with the Giants. We tied. Oh my God, we tied the Giants. That's where they're at. That's what that is really a bad look. Because the Giants have been bad for years. And we still kick your ass. Wow. Cold pillows. I got to tell you, buddy, you tried, but take the L. Take the L. You haven't swept us in the last 2 years. That's a bad one. That's a bad. Both sides says that guy failed recess. Raiders are coming back a little bit. I love the trash talk. I think it's great. Honestly, I do. I think it's fun. I have always had a fun time with it. Afghanistan says cold pillows, more like cold takes. That's a bad. I mean, that's just really bad. Like you haven't. That's something I would say to like, whatever. It's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Oh, like I said, man, I did not start this. I didn't start it, but my guy Louis from the Super Friends wanted to get spicy. He wanted to talk shit about my Giants. He wanted to talk shit. It had nothing to do with the Commanders, but he wanted to kick us while we were down. Trying to lick my wounds from getting my ass whipped 40-0 when I talked like we were going to beat Dallas. It was embarrassing for the Giants. It was embarrassing for me. I came on YouTube. I took my medicine like a man. I was on Twitter all week. I didn't hide from it. I went out there in plain sight. I took my medicine. It's what you do. But I didn't forget. Cowboy fans talking shit to me is one thing. They whooped us. Had nothing to do with Washington. But I don't forget. I was just waiting. I was just waiting for this game today. Because it was going to tell me a lot about what Washington really is. And it did tell me what Washington really was. It told me exactly what I thought they were. Which is a team that beat two bad teams. And maybe Arizona's not as bad. I don't know what Arizona is. They beat the Cowboys, so that was good. But they didn't look good doing it. Their offense looked like shit. And then they felt great about Sam Howell's day against that vaunted Denver defense. Oh, Denver's defense is great. The Denver defense that gave up 70 to a Jalen Waddle-less Dolphins team. 70. They gave up 10 touchdowns. The Giants' defense is bad. It's really bad. The Giants have given up 98 points in 3 games. The Broncos gave up 70 today. Come on. What are we talking about here, Commander fans? What are we talking about? This is the other thing. Maybe it just feels good for the Commanders to not be like the worst team in the division. Maybe this feels good. I had another guy on Twitter tell me, "Oh, the Lobster." This is what I did the tweet. When I did the tweet about, I love Twitter. Twitter's fun. I didn't realize how much fun Twitter is. Twitter's fun. And I'm harmless. Like, I don't go out of my way to insult people unless they insult me first. I don't go out of my way to do that. I'm just talking football. I talk football. I talk good things about football, college football, the Yankees, whatever. I just kind of say what's on my mind. Whatever I'm paying attention to is what I talk about. This guy says to me when I do that tweet about how Commanders beat 2 teams by 6 points that aren't very good, and I said, I guess you'll celebrate anything when you've won 10 games 3 times in 31 years and have won a playoff game in 18 years. And another Commanders fan responds with, "Oh, the Giants haven't won the division since Osama bin Laden something." And I don't know why you're using bin Laden as a reference, but that's what he did. But who gives a damn? The last time the Giants won the division, we won the damn Super Bowl. So again, Commander fans looking bad, talking about, "Oh, we've won the division." Good for you. You won it at 9-7 one year, and you won it at 7-9 one year, and you didn't win any playoff games. So again, these are the things that you hang your hat on when you're a bad franchise. So maybe they felt great about being better than the Giants for 2 weeks. We're going to find out week 7, I guess. I mean, that's really all that matters. It's really all that matters. But I don't want to get mad at me. I didn't start this shit. I don't start stuff. I finish it, though. I don't start anything. But you go after my team. You go after my team and your team sucks. I'm going to let you know your team sucks. And that's the other thing. Sam Howell, I say Sam Howell stinks. Sam Howell, Daniel Jones stinks. This guy, what the hell does that have to do with Sam Howell not being good? Just because you don't think Daniel Jones is good, does that mean Sam Howell is less bad? I use this example all the time. If you're me, okay, just put it this way. I'm not even. That's like me going up to a dude and going, "You're bald." Like, what the hell? Does that make me less? Does that make me less bald? Because I called somebody else? No, don't change the fact that I'm losing my hair. Or I go, yeah, dude, you got a big nose. It doesn't make my nose smaller. But again, I love that whole. Sam Howell's just played his 3rd game, and he's better than Daniel Jones. And then today, Sam Howell is horrible. Oh, bad dog, it's just his 4th game. It's only his 4th game. So this is what we're going to do, right? Yeah, like I said, get it both ways. I love it, though. The trash talking to me is fun. Emilio, thank you so much. He says, Giants are where we thought they would be after 3 weeks, 1-2. And last week was 1 possession game midway through the 3rd quarter. We'll be okay. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think it was a 1 possession game going to the 4th. Was it 20-12? I mean, that's kind of where I wanted it to be, but the Niners just wore the Giants. The Niners are really, they're the best team in football, in my opinion. I don't know. But I can tell you this. Like, I'm looking at my chat, and I know there's Commander fans in here, and I know they're talking shit, and I love it. You guys are more than welcome to talk your shit. And I'm looking through this, and I don't see any of my mods blocking you guys. So go tell your guy, Louie, to stop being soft, and go tell the moderators to stop being soft when Giants fans are dishing it out, because you dish it out. I'm fine with that. Talk your shit. It's supposed to be fun. You're not supposed to get all butthurt over it. You're not supposed to get butthurt over trash talking about sports. It's not supposed to happen. So you're not supposed to go, you said Daniel Jones stinks. Block. You said the Giants suck. Block. No. Come on. Come on. This guy sucks. You are terrible at this. You are terrible. You are terrible at this. You're really bad at this, cold pillows. Go take a cold shower, buddy. Go take a cold shower. Go cool off. It ain't for you. We won more meaningful games than you have in the last 30 years. I can tell you that. Daniel Jones has more playoff wins than you guys have had in the last 18 years. I mean, that's just a fact. Daniel Jones owns you. You can't beat Daniel Jones. The only reason you even won a game is because they said Dexter Lawrence was offsides. We all know he wasn't. Daniel Jones owns you. You can't beat Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones wrecks you. Daniel Jones is your daddy. Daniel Jones is your daddy. You're going to change your name again. Rename your team to Daniel Jones' son. That's what you should name it. Daniel Jones' sons. The Washington DJ Sons. I knew this was going to be a good stream tonight. Johnny, thank you for the super chat. He says, Bad Dog, Washington gave us our first loss last year. Yes, they did. They ran the ball really well. But soon after their season went up in smoke. I hate the Giants, but don't respect New York and Philly. Disrespect's all part of it, John. It's all in good fun, man. It is. It's all in good fun. At least I have fun doing it. Some people obviously can't take it. I mean, they get all pissed off, but I think it's funny. Listen, man. Like I said, fuck this shit. It's supposed to be fun. It's football, for Christ's sakes. I mean, who cares? There's way more important things in life than football. So when it's football and it's NFC East football, and me and Louis T and Law Nation and Laura Brunson have a channel together, and you're going to want to subscribe to that Super Friends channel. I know Dire Giants fan dropped it in the chat earlier. You want to subscribe to that channel. It's Wednesday night. The four of us get together and we're live. We're going to chop it up and talk about the first 3 weeks of the season. And you don't want to miss this because this is must-see YouTube TV. And it is free. You just need to subscribe. So you know and you get the notification. And you come in and you represent your team. That's what it's for. But when you have this banter that we do and we have our own channel, there's going to be the trash talk. It's going to be there. So just enjoy it, right? Don't get all mad about it. It's just words. It's just words. Shouldn't get mad over words, man. They're just words, especially from somebody on the damn internet who doesn't know you. Why would you get so mad over a tweet? Like if you're getting like really upset over a tweet, I think you need to rethink your priorities in life. You should not be getting that mad over a tweet where you start to insult and go, "You asshole." I mean, come on, man. It's a freaking tweet. I mean, let's be real. You know, you want to come back with the Giants are shit. Good. That's what you should come back with. Jake, thank you for Super Chat. Man, Fromm is listen, Jake Fromm was a quarterback and they swept us. We were terrible that year. They didn't beat Daniel Jones, though. They didn't beat Daniel Jones that year. Or was it? Did they beat him that year? Did they beat him? Was that the game that they won? I don't even remember. I forgot if that was 2020 or two. No, it was 2021 that happened. Where they lost that. So, yeah, that was the one time they beat him, and then they beat Jake Fromm. That was the back-to-back quarterback sneak game. It was bad. Devontae, my man, thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate it.
Give me a hell yeah.
Thank you so much. Bad Dog UNLB, but he says UNLB better cook Louis T on his kids on Wednesday and cook Law too when he starts making those Dak excuses. Louis T soft for what he did. Don't worry. Listen, on Louis T, that video, when he talked about how, I don't know if there was a Giants funeral video or have you seen the Giants offense, whatever it was, I commented, if you lose you better beat Buffalo because if you don't, I'm coming for that neck on Wednesday. And not only did they not beat Buffalo, they got humiliated by Buffalo. Daniel Jones has thrown 4 interceptions this year. 3 of them right off the hands of the receiver. Perfect pass, right in the hands. They drop it. It's picked. 3 of them. And the 4th interception hit the ground, but whatever. That was not a good decision. That was on Daniel Jones. To throw across the body, that was on him. That was a bad pass. Sam Howell threw 4 in one game today. 4. 4 good ones, too. Don't worry about that. He's going to get it. And I don't normally go after Louis T, but he's in trouble. He's in trouble. Nobody is more of a daddy to a team than the Eagles are to the Giants. He'll never beat Hurts. That's false. That's fake news, quite frankly. You look at Philly Nation. It's pretty obvious he doesn't understand the history of the NFL, quite frankly. The Philadelphia Eagles have recently beat the Giants, but we all know that whole Eagles-Giants thing's been pretty even throughout. The Giants actually had quite a lead until the last 10 years, and the Giants have just been shit. But we all know Philly Nation doesn't know anything about the history of football. And why would he? He probably just jumped on the bandwagon last season. Because if you knew your history And again, we all know Eagle fans really don't pay attention to history. And we all know that a lot of them just jumped on the bandwagon. We know this. The Giants have beaten Washington 105 times in their history. There is no other team in the history of football that has lost more to one team than Washington has lost to New York. And that's a fact. So your little comment here shows two things. Number one, you don't know the history of football. And number two, you're wrong. You're wrong. 105 times. And that includes the 70s when the Giants were horrendous. And the 70s when they were horrendous. And from 2012 to 2021. You know what's funny to me? I remember 2016. The Giants had zero to play for. Nothing. They had nothing to play for. They couldn't advance. They couldn't fall out. They were in the playoffs. They were going to Green Bay. Nothing to lose, nothing to gain. Washington didn't score a point for 3 quarters. Washington just had to win and get in. They just had to win a game that meant nothing to the Giants to get in. And they lost. They couldn't even beat the Giants when the Giants had nothing to play for. Stop. The Giants own Washington more than any team owns anybody. And by the way, the Giants did beat Jalen Hurts. They beat him 10-7 in a game Hurts threw 3 interceptions in 2021. There's a game Daniel Jones played with a bad neck. So they have beaten Jalen Hurts. So Philly Nation, quite frankly, what are you talking about? Let's go. Manny N says, Bad Dog Strap Impression. Listen, Manny, once in a while we like to do big things over here, Manny. The Giants are not doing really good things. But you take a look at the Philadelphia Eagles, you take a look at those guys, it's a lot of fake news, a lot of bandwagon fans. They don't do it strong, We're gonna bring it back strong. We're bringing the trash talk back in the NFC. So we're bringing it back big. We're gonna do it bigly. The Trump dog always has to make an appearance. I actually have a wig and all the other stuff. One of these days I'll have to just trump it up. Woo! Mike Kafka is taking a lot of heat. He's taking a lot of heat, without question. But for good reason. I mean, let's get 300 likes, by the way, man. We're having fun tonight. I don't have to work tomorrow, so that's a good thing. So we can be live a little bit longer tonight. Let's get 300 likes. We're having fun. It's NFC East, baby. It's a trash talk. This is just a warm-up for that NFC East roundtable. Which is the greatest thing I've ever done on YouTube. I'm going to say that. That is the greatest thing that I've ever come up with on here, is that. This water's fantastic, too. Seriously, get you some Body Armor Sport Water. And I've been told, like I said, they told me that they're coming up with a zero sugar Body Armor drink. You know me, I love my zero sugar. I can't wait. I hope they make a sugar-free Mama forever, because that's what I'm talking about. Melissa Stark still looks good after all these years. She's always looked good. Billy. Oh, I mean, he probably wasn't even an Eagles fan when they picked him. He probably wasn't even. There you go. Whoops. There you go. Click on that link, guys. Sorry, Giants fans, man. Click on that. Subscribe to that channel. We always have a lot of fun. We do. It's fun. It's fun. And although my Giants are in last place in the NFC East, boy, do I have rounds of ammunition going into this. I have rounds of ammunition. Boy, I loaded it up. I loaded the guns today, boy. Reloaded it up. We're ready to go in. We're going for bear. We're going for bear, quite frankly. We loaded up the guns. Let's go. We're ready to go in there big and strong. We're gonna let them know that their teams aren't as good as they think they are, quite frankly. Although I do think Philadelphia is going to win tomorrow. But let's go. Giants being 1-5. Yeah, we could be 1-5 when we play. We'll still beat you. It don't really matter what our record is. It doesn't really matter what our record is. We beat you every damn time we play. This many guy says I'm low key bit. Listen, man, I put in 11 hours of overtime last week. Yeah, we get floating holidays with the states. And tomorrow's a floating holiday. It's Yom Kippur. So it's a floater. It's a floater. I needed it. I worked a lot, and I got to work some overtime next week too. So it's just crazy. It's crazy right now. The end of the quarters are always ridiculous, but we'll be back to normal here eventually, which will be good. I mean, I got to get used to not sleeping anyway. The Lakers are coming up here soon, so we all know I don't get any sleep during those Lakers streams. But let's go. That is crazy. And without Jalen Waddle, they put up 70 on Denver. Let's go. Philly Nation says make a bet with. I don't bet on the Giants. I don't do that. I don't ever bet on the Giants. It's just not something I do. I actually made one bet with Philly 500, and I got lucky that I won that. Because otherwise, I would have had to wear a damn Eagles jersey. Shout out to Johnny Letourneau for getting me my favorite Eagle of all time and a favorite Eagles jersey of all time, which is Eric Allen and the Kelly Green spread eagle on the sleeve. That is my favorite Eagles. I love that jersey. I think it's cool. I don't want to ever wear it. It hangs in my closet. But I would have had to wear that had the Giants lost. Luckily for me, they didn't. And Philly 500 had to wear a Mark Bavaro jersey, and he wore a Giants hat. So, I mean, you feel good. I don't bet on the Giants now, ever. It's bad enough when they lose. I don't need to add insult to injury. So I don't bet on them. I don't like having all that riding in a game. I don't put money on them. I don't do any of that. Tired Giants fan. Thank you for super chat. He's Three facts of life. Death, taxes, Washington is our bitch. Yeah. Forgive if I could. That's pretty funny. It's funny because it's true. It's funny because it's true. Oh, man. Desmond, man, thank you for the super chat, brother. I really appreciate it, my friend. Really, really. Yeah, Denver fans should be pissed. That was embarrassing, man. That was embarrassing. You can't give up 70 points in an NFL game. That's embarrassing. They should be embarrassed. I don't know what's more embarrassing, honestly, giving up 70 to Miami or giving up 35 to Washington. I don't know what. Killing myself tonight. Making myself laugh tonight, man. Let's go. Oh, man. Let's go. Well, like I said, I don't know what's worse. But, sometimes,
we do a little trolling. It's called we do a little trolling.
We do a little trolling, quite frankly. Sometimes we call it we do a little trolling. That's what we're doing tonight. We do a little trolling, quite frankly. Talking a little smack, doing a little trolling, making the trolls mad. Get them irate. It's pretty funny. Chase, thank you so much for a super chat, brother. I appreciate you.
Hell yeah.
How's it going, man? It's going all right. It's going good today. Today was a good day. Like Ice Cube said, it was a good day. I see we play next week. Oh, Seattle. May the best team win. P.S. You're Donald Trump. Thank you, Chase. I really appreciate that. You're good people. I have no problem with the people of Seattle. It's a great city. They got a good team. We fought hard against Seattle last year, but this year, Seattle's going to the Giants. And quite frankly, Chase, the Giants really need this one. It's going to be tough. You got a great offense. Gino's looking good. You got Kenneth Walker. You got DK's a beast. DK Metcalf. I taught him everything he knows about working out. His physique is because of the old Trump dog. You got Tyler Lockett. You got JSN. You got a very good team there. It's going to be a tough game. But in all seriousness, man, we have to beat Seattle. If we don't, we're in deep shit. That's just a fact. And Seattle's not going to be easy by any means. Our advantage is we have 11 days to prepare, and they have to fly across the country to play in our building. But it ain't going to be easy. It ain't going to be easy. The Giants don't make anything easy anyway. We know this. Johnny, thank you so much. A bad dog, that's true. For the YouTube game, most Eagles content creators probably did come after 17, but I know you're a closet Eagles fan, my friend. Just kidding. Johnny, I have an Eagles jersey in the closet that you bought me, but that's about it. I'm definitely not a closet Eagles fan. I hate the Eagles with a passion. I can't stand them, as you know. But I really did think that was very thoughtful. That's why I didn't burn that jersey. Somebody sent me a Red Sox hat, and I burned it. Somebody also sent me a Cowboys shirt from Australia. I have no idea what happened to that. I remember that. I have to go to my P.O. box. I remember I went there. Oh, and it was from Australia. I'm like, who's sending me stuff from Australia? There's a Cowboys shirt. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, somebody trolled me from across the world. I don't know what the hell ever happened to that. I know I didn't burn it. I don't know if I just threw it away. I don't remember what the hell I did with that thing. Dashney, my man. Thank you for the super chat. Says no pineapple on a pizza. Quite frankly, guys, when I'm president in 2024, when I'm president, I'm going to ban all pineapple on pizza, frankly. It's going to be a crime. If you even put pineapple and pizza in the same room, you're going to be sharing a cell with Crooked Hillary and Hunter. You're gonna share a cell with Crooked Hillary and Hunter Biden, quite frankly. No pineapple on a pizza. It should be a crime, and it will be. But thank you for the super chat, Dashy.
Smoke weed every day.
420 super chat. Let's go. Let's go. I always freeze here. I don't think Saquon's going to play. They said 3 weeks, and now they're saying it's a high ankle sprain. I don't expect him to play amazing guy. I'll be surprised if he does. I'm hopeful Thomas does, because there was talk that Andrew Thomas might play against San Francisco, and that was on a short rest, 3 days. So I'm hopeful Andrew Thomas is back. I really am. I don't think Saquon's going to play. I don't even count Aziz. I don't. To me, I just expect him not to be there. It sucks because I like Aziz Ojulari, but can't count on the guy. I don't expect him to be there. I do hope that Andrew Thomas plays, though, and I do think he should be good to go. Obviously, when we do the stream at Patty next week, I'm sure we'll know more. She'll know more than us. But I don't expect Saquon. I certainly don't expect Aziz Ojulari at all. Mostly 68 tomorrow up here. So not bad. Take it. Didn't really rain a lot today. We were supposed to get a ton of rain. It rained a little bit up here, but not a lot. Not a lot. Strider says, better without Barkley, DJ can't run the ball. It's true. The Niners did a good job of that. No, I agree. Listen, man, Barkley has a lot to do with our offense. It's certainly better with Saquon. There's no question about that. There's no question about it. But I mean, if you're a team, you want to cut out, you want to stop Daniel Jones from running because our offensive line isn't very good. So you want to close off all escape hatches for him to get out of there, and make sure you spy him so he doesn't beat you with his legs. It says stand in the pocket when you're shoddy offensive line. I mean, our offensive line has more holes than a pasta strainer, for Christ's sakes. Okay, so they want to make Daniel Jones stand in there and be vulnerable, not let him escape. That's what they're going to do. They're going to make Daniel Jones beat him with their arm. But you're right, with Saquon Barkley there, it adds a different element. The play action is much more effective when Barkley's in there. I hope Barkley's ready for Seattle. I just don't expect him to be. They said 3 weeks initially when it was a low ankle sprain. High ankle sprains are a little bit more difficult to heal from. Although they said it's not as bad as like a normal high ankle sprain, which usually keeps you out 6 weeks. But yeah, Big Moo, it happens. With Saquon, it's bad luck. I mean, he's really cursed. I mean, let's look at it, man. He got tackled from behind at the end of a game, and it was just somebody landed awkwardly on his ankle. He's got bad luck. Aziz, the dude's just always hurt. I don't know what it is with him. He's just always hurt. Saquon, though, it's not usually like with Saquon, it's not like he hurt a hamstring or he got a concussion or he has a calf strain. It's not that. It's he stepped on a guy's foot, high ankle sprain out for 6 weeks. He gets tackled from behind, bends over backwards, high ankle sprain. Is going to be out for 3 weeks probably for us this year. Tears his ACL. Like, non-contact. Like, that's just bad luck. Bad luck. Bellick Stadium says, I saw you in KTO's newest video. Who the hell is KTO? Who the hell is KTO? What the hell is that? Can somebody tell me? I asked this last time. Is that a YouTube? I got to see what the hell this is. I don't know what the hell KTO is. KTO. KTO football. Oh, shit. That's a big freaking channel. The KTO football channel? The KTO football channel? No way Bad Dog is talking trash as the only team under 500 in the division. Oh, I'm talking trash. I don't give a shit what my record is. At least we beat the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, at least we beat the freaking Cardinals. So do the Commanders. What the hell are you doing? You made the NFC East look really bad. You guys embarrassed the shit out of us today. What are you doing? Washington beat them. We beat them. We're under 500. We beat the Cardinals. What the hell are you doing? You got embarrassed. It wasn't even close. They kicked your ass. They kicked your ass. You embarrassed our division today. I'd be ashamed to be a Cowboy fan. I certainly wouldn't be coming on here talking about me talking trash. You embarrassed yourself today. Embarrassed. Dak Prescott throwing interceptions in the end zone. I know you ain't talking to me. Jesus. It's terrible. So what? We were down. What was the final score? Gives a shit. This is another dumbass right here. Oh, you were down 28-6. We weren't down. What was the final score? Who gives a damn what the score was in the third quarter? What was the final score? You lost. You toted the big L today. We won. Doesn't matter what the score was in the third quarter. That's a really shitty comment. You embarrassed yourself worse than the Cowboys embarrassed the division today. Stop. Stop it. Stop it. Go to bed. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go take a cold shower with cold pillow or whatever the hell his name is. Because God Almighty, you don't want this smoke. I will crush you in trash talk. You don't want it. You don't want this noise. Is KTO the KTO football channel with like 700,000 subscribers? Derek Giants fan, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Says, too bad you can't win a Super Bowl with a cap. It's facts. It's facts. It's facts. Cal bitches like, yeah, that's right. That's right, Jimmy. You know it. That is their logic. We lost to the Cardinals, but you were losing to them. Potato. Potato. You, sir, are a potato. You guy lost to the Cardinals coming in. You were losing. Cowboy Nation, you're done, bro. You should have started with that. You should have started with we shut you out. You're too late now. You're too late. You look bad. Devontae, my man, thank you for the super chat. The amount of Cowboys fans excusing Dak for the Cowgirls loss is crazy. Oh, they love him. They love Dak. They love Dak. Actually, you know what's funny, Devontae? Not all of them do it. So Dak is in the Cowboys what Daniel Jones is in the Giants. It really is. The fan base, from what I see, is pretty split. Some guys will defend Dak Prescott tooth and nail. Some guys will tell you Dak is good. Some days Dak is bad. When Dak is good, they tell you he's good. When he's bad, they tell you he's bad. And some guys just hate Dak Prescott. It really is like the Giants and Daniel Jones. The difference is Dak Prescott has had great players around him his entire freaking career. The guy had Amari Cooper. The guy had CeeDee Lamb. The guy had Jason Witten. The guy had one of the best lines in the league. The guy had prime Ezekiel Elliott. The guy had all of that. And he's won one more playoff game than Daniel Jones has in his entire career. So some of them defend him, some of them don't. It really just depends. But it's the same thing. And I think that's the way. I actually think that's the way with a lot of quarterbacks. But I don't know. Dak's had a very good situation. They haven't capitalized on it. They've been a good team, but they can't get over the hump. That's what it is. What is it? So, did anybody tell me if this is KTO football? Which video am I in? I want to bring it up. I didn't see it. I don't even know what the guy does. I've never even heard of him. Somebody tell me what video that is. Somebody. Who said I was on KT? Somebody tell me what video it is. Let's see. Let me go to this. Is it the Giants one from 6 days ago? It was the worst 6-quarter stretch? Okay, I'm gonna bring it up. Let's see what this is. Oh shit, I didn't know. Wow. Damn, I made it. I made it big time. Let me subscribe to this guy. Let me see. I gotta bring this up. Let me share this. Hold on a second. Okay. I'm always such an asshole. I'm always curious to see how bad I look during these things. Let's see what he says.
Some games came down to the wire. We had a few surprise upsets, and there was a few blowouts. But what happened to the New York Giants was more than a blowout. It was utter humiliation.
What? It's just an ordinary crabby. Oh my goodness!
Hosting the Dallas Cowboys for the first Sunday night football game of this season, this was a chance for the Giants to beat their division rivals for the first time since 2020.
36 years old.
I can't believe that even happened. Look at this. Man, come on, man.
Before their fans could blink, it was 26-0.
Yeah,
Shout out to fellow Sac State sprinter Deron Bland with his pick six. Second half adjustments didn't seem to help much at all, as the Giants gave up 2 more touchdowns and failed to score a single point, resulting in a 40-0 massacre. Following the game, sports media began to research just how historically awful this game was.
There is nothing good to take out of this game. I have never been more embarrassed in my life watching a team than this one.
First off, the Giants ranked dead last in points scored and dead last in points allowed in Week 1. Second, this was just the 8th instance in NFL history that a team lost a 40-plus point shutout in a season opener.
At least he didn't burn the jersey. I've seen
Next,
that happen.
This CBS article put it in context quite well. Quote, the Giants had a historic, melancholy kind of NFL bingo. No team in league history had ever lost a game 40-0 or worse, lost a sack battle in a game 7-0 or worse, lost a turnover battle in a game 3-0 or worse, had a field goal attempt blocked in return for a touchdown, and had an interception return for a touchdown across an entire season, according to OptaStats. Coming off a 9-7-1 playoff season, with the reigning coach of the year, the Giants weren't necessarily expected to win the NFC East, but they weren't expected to be this terrible. They hadn't been beaten down like this since 1948, when they lost 45-0 to the Eagles. But regardless, it was time to move on to Week 2. Compared to the previous week, this was a much more favorable matchup.
All right, so it's just that section. I gotta thank him for putting me in there.
Week 1.
I like it. That was good. I didn't even know. Somebody else said that too. I'm just going to tell him thank you. All right, there we go. That's pretty cool. I never heard of that, but somebody else told me that too. I think last week they said, "Hey man, you were on KTO," and I'm like, "Who?" I didn't know who that was. So Cranston, the Oracle. I never saw that. Like, I'm surprised. Like, obviously I'm a football channel, and I do. I'm surprised that he's like his videos have never been recommended to me or like popped up. Like, I'm surprised because you would think a guy with 700,000 subscribers, you would think that would pop up on my feed at some point. I don't know how he found me, but that's pretty cool. And he was also kind enough to give me the props in the comment section, which I see where a lot of people do. A lot of people use my videos and they don't, but he did. So massive shout out to KTO football for that. Appreciate that. That's pretty awesome. Who's winning the NFC East, Frank? Frank, I picked the Eagles to win it before the year started. I think I had, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. I think I had. We don't look like this is going to happen, but I did. I mean, I had us 3-3 after 6 weeks. I had us winning a lot at the end of the year, but I actually thought we'd be playing better at this point, but we're not. So I think my predictions were Eagles 12-5, Cowboys 11-6, Giants 10-7. I had the Commanders 6-11. Although I think I had the Commanders 7-10. I did not have them. Louis said I had them 6-11. I had them 7-10. I did not have them because I remember saying, "Dude, I have them 7-10." I don't have them 6-11. So that was my prediction. But I picked the Eagles to win the division. The Eagles are good. I hate them, but I mean they're a freaking good team. I mean, they won the NFC Championship. I don't think you're going back to the Super Bowl. I don't think you're beating San Francisco. I don't think. I think San Francisco is the best team in the league. I think San Francisco could win the Super Bowl. They're that good. They're just really balanced. They have everything. They're good at like every position. They're solid. And I freaking love McCaffrey. And Debo's just an animal. That's just a good team. I mean, and they did this to us without Brandon Ayuk. I mean, the Niners are good. The Niners are good. Again, no shame in losing to San Francisco. I hate the fact that we couldn't tackle. I hate losing games. No shame there. The Cowboys thing was worse for the simple fact that it's Cowboys. And as a Giants fan, I mean, I can only speak for myself, but I'm sure there was a lot that thought like me. We won a playoff game, second year in the system. We have everybody back pretty much. We added a Jalen Hyatt. We added a Paris Campbell. We added a Darren Waller. We drafted John Michael Schmidt. You added beef on the defensive line and Nacho, and you added Ashawn Robinson. You added Bobby Okereke. You added Isaiah Simmons. You drafted 2 rookie corners. You got more depth in secondary. And you're thinking to yourself, well, shit, we played Dallas pretty competitively last year. And we have all these months to prepare for them. It's at home. It's a big game for the Giants. We're going to win. And you wait 8 months to play your next game. You get killed by Philadelphia in the playoffs. And yeah, it's a bad taste. It sucks. But the Eagles are better than we are. We know that. But you wait. And you're waiting 8 months. And you're waiting for the season to start. And you're excited that, hey, we got better in the offseason. And we closed the gap on Dallas. You wait all that time. You get all that. You get hyped up for months. And then you come out and that happens. That one sucked. Losing to San Francisco sucks too. Anytime you lose, it sucks. But Big Moo, my man. Thank you so much for the super chat, brother. Appreciate you. Not the super chat. Thank you for being a member for 13 months. KTO found you because he Googled the best Giants, best YouTube. I appreciate that, Big Moo. I appreciate that. I appreciate you, my man. Hey, listen, even though it ain't a super chat, brother,
Thank you for being a friend.
Thank you, Big Moo. Appreciate it. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, I really don't know how he found me. But obviously that had a lot to do with my video doing as well as it did. So I appreciate that. Listen, I even say this all the time, good, bad, or indifferent. If somebody's using your content and you get a new audience, it's a good thing. It's a good thing, quite frankly. You want a bigger audience. That's always one of my favorite things, like when people try to insult other content creators. One of my favorite things is when somehow they try to discredit you by saying, oh, he only does that for views. Well, duh! It's YouTube. Don't we put stuff on here for people to watch it? Isn't that the whole point of this platform? Is for views? Don't you want people to find you? Don't you want people to watch your content? Don't you want them to comment on it, good, bad, or indifferent? Isn't that what this whole thing is for? You make a YouTube channel, you take the time to make a video or a live stream or whatever. Don't you put it there so somebody sees it? I thought that's what this is for. Dire Giants fan, you're the man. Thank you for the super chat. He says, a reminder to Washington mods, no Giants mod banned anyone for ever saying negative about the team. You bet your ass I'm super chatting that Wednesday. Oh, he is. Well, you should let them know. Oh, and don't worry, Dire Giants fan. I'm going to let Logan know. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Listen. I go into those. Now, granted, I don't have much of this. Since we started doing these NFC East roundtables, I haven't had much to talk shit about. Let's face it. The Giants have been pretty bad. It doesn't stop me, though. It doesn't stop me. But I will give credit where it's due. You know, a lot of times I just stayed in my own lane, especially the year I came on with a paper bag in my head. I was like, this is really embarrassing. But I don't say much. I stay in my own lane. I'm very cordial. I talk a little smack and, tell some jokes. But Louis T woke up that trash talking bad dog. This week, he woke me up. And when I'm watching the Bills just crush the Commanders, and I'm watching Sam Howell throw pick after pick after pick after pick, and then I hear about a block of people. What are we doing? You bet your ass he's hearing that from me. You bet your ass. You bet your ass. You bet your ass they're all getting it. They can say whatever shit they want. Law Nation can tear me apart. He's got that right. They can make fun of the Giants. We're 1-2. Our offense stinks. The defense stinks. I'll own that. But don't think that just because the Giants have played two of the best teams in the league the first 3 weeks and are 1-2, and the other two teams are 2-1 with the Eagles still to play, don't think that stopped me from letting them know that they were shit today. Because it ain't. Giants fans come in there. Rep Big Blue. My guy, Ice Mike. Thank you for Super Chat. Appreciate you. Yeah, we got Ice Mike and we got Godson. We got two guys that hit the air in paradise. Quite frankly, look at Ice Mike down there. He's got a great physique. He's one of those big, strong guys. He says, "Sup, man? I'd rather lose 40-0 or 70-20." Neither. Thank God for the Broncos. Yeah, 40-0 might be a little. Well, you know what? They're both historically bad. Yeah, they both suck. 70 is ridiculous, though. I mean, the Giants defense didn't give up 40 points. They gave up 26. I mean, 6 of it was, pick 6, and 6 of it was on a block kick. But, yeah, they're both bad. But I try to tell Washington fans that if they play bad teams, everyone's like, "Oh, the Broncos have a really good defense." I mean, they literally told me this on Twitter. That the Broncos have a good defense. This is literally what they told me. And I told them, no. The Broncos come out and give up 10 touchdowns today to the Dolphins, who don't even have Jalen Waddle. So it is what it is. Dak will never lose to the Philly Giants. No, I can talk trash whenever I want. Just remember this, buddy. You are watching me. You are watching me, not the other way around. I ain't watching you. Reading a comment, but you're here watching me. I will talk all the trash I want to talk. Plain and simple. Your team embarrassed yourselves today. You lost to the Cardinals. I mean, my God. I mean, Eli Manning won twice as many playoff games in his career than you guys have won in 30 years. I mean, what are we talking about? I understand. I get it. I mean, you ain't won shit. I mean, Dak Prescott's won 2 playoff games in 8 years with some of the best talent around him. You ain't won a Super Bowl since Seinfeld was popular. And you're happy winning division titles and beating the Giants. I get it. This is what you're happy about now. This is how low you've sunk now. Talking about winning, beating teams in the division. No, it's no longer about trophies, and it's no longer about rings, and it's no longer about championships at Dallas. It's about beating the Giants. That's where you guys are now as a fan base. That's not what you brag about. Sad. I'm a Yankee fan. I've seen the Yankees win 5 championships. The Yankees have won more the Yankees have won more championships than any team in the history of professional sports. You will never in a million years hear me be satisfied with the Yankees making it to the ALCS and losing to the Astros. That doesn't make me happy. I don't brag about winning 103 games in a regular season. Saying, well, we won the division. Well, we won the division. I don't do that. Because as a Yankee fan, I expect excellence. I thought Cowboys fans were like that. But now we see they're not. Now we see they settle for just being better than the New York Giants, who, let's face it, have sucked for the better part of 10 years. So now, not only are you bragging about beating the Giants, you're bragging about beating a really bad team. That's what you're bragging about. It ain't just the Giants. The Giants won 22 games from 2017 to 2021, did not spend one day over 500. And this is the team you're bragging about beating. You got to be better than that. But hey, if that makes you happy, if that's what you guys are basing, success on these days, well, more power to you. More power to you. More power to you. It's beautiful. Listen, I can trash talk with anybody. It don't matter. I always have something for somebody. Always have something for somebody. This guy, I'm done paying attention to you, but I'm just gonna laugh at this because didn't Brock Purdy knock your ass out of the playoffs last year? Didn't this dude knock your asses out of the playoffs last year? I'm asking for a friend. Didn't this guy, Brock Purdy, didn't he send your asses home last year? Yeah, pretty sure he did. Stop. You're embarrassing yourself. You are embarrassing yourself. You got nothing here. Go to bed. It's late. Go to bed. Go to bed. You got school in the morning. Go to bed. Have mom or your daddy tuck you in, give you a kiss on the cheek, whatever. Go to sleep. Change your Pampers. I don't know what the hell you got going on, but don't. You lost. You lost. We lost to Brock. You lost to Brock. He knocked you out. He ended your year last year. He ended your season. And this is it. Whoops, where'd this go? I was wearing one. I was wearing onesies when the Cowboys won a Super Bowl. Now I'm busting nuts on girls and still not a. This guy is. Giants fans brag about beating trash Washington teams, though. But we were trash, and we still beat you. It ain't bragging. It's not bragging about that. You come in here talking shit. I'm just letting you know the Giants own you. And that's just a fact. The Giants have sucked and they still beat you. That's how bad you are. That's not talking about how the Giants are good. That's talking about how bad you are. The Cowboys kick our ass because we suck and you still can't beat us. I'm not sitting here going, we're going to the Super Bowl. We're winning all these games. I don't do that. I know what the Giants are. I thought they'd be better than they are right now. That I'm going to say. Well, come on, man. I never come out here going, we're going to the Super Bowl every year. We're going to the Super Bowl. We kick your ass. We won 22 games in 5 years, and I think 9 of them were against you. Think about that. 40% of the games the Giants won in 5 years were against Washington. Think about that. The Giants won 22 games from 2017 to 2021. Well, maybe they lost a game somewhere in there. I'm pretty sure they swept them in 2018 and they swept them in 2017. I could be wrong about 2017. I don't remember. We only won 3 games that year, so it's possible Washington won one. But regardless, more than a third of the games the Giants won in 5 years were against Washington. That's bad. Emilio, they have a super chat. Week 1 of the preseason is current NFL. Boys are sad. Week 1 is a preseason. Week 1 is an extension of the preseason. Listen, I'm not going to say the Cowboys are bad. The Cowboys fucked us up. I'm not taking anything away from that. I'm not taking it. They gave us a good old-fashioned ass whoop. They did. I'm not discrediting their win. They messed us up. They messed us up bad. I'm not discrediting their win. They beat us down. They owned us. They humiliated us. They get credit for that. That they do. I'm not gonna sit there and deny it. I'm not gonna sit there and make excuses. They were better, way better. We'll see what happens the next time they play. But that Monday night's one to forget. That Monday night's one to forget. But it only counts as one loss. We'll play them again. Hopefully we don't lose 40-0 this time. Oh, here we go. Another wow. What Red Sox and Redskins or Commanders rather. We are 2-1 while y'all are 1-2. You have nothing to say. Oh, I have everything to say. I have everything to say. You're 1 game better than us. We played 3 games. Whoopity-doo! Or as Chris Farley would say, whereas my
Lottie frickin' da!
You guys got the shit smashed out of you by a good team. You didn't play any good teams the first 2 games. I mean, you did beat Denver in their incredible offense, or their incredible defense, rather. They only gave up 70 points today. They only gave up 10 touchdowns to Miami today. You did beat them. I mean, you did beat them 35-33. And you look fantastic. You look great today against real competition. The Giants played San Francisco and Dallas. You have played the Cardinals, who the Giants hung 31 on, mind you. The Broncos, who gave up 10 touchdowns today. Division I college teams don't beat Division II college teams like that. But you beat them. And then lo and behold, you played a good team. And you had to kick a 51-yard field goal at the end of the game. You didn't even try to score a touchdown. You totally gave up. You said, I'll just wave the flag and kick a 51-yard field goal. Your man threw 4 interceptions. Trash. You guys are bad. You're not a good team. You're not a good team. Week 7, we'll beat you like we always do. Week 7. But good for you. You're 2-1. We're 1-2. Golf clap. You're ahead of us. I'll give you that. You're ahead of us. You're great. You're a fantastic team. You look good today. You look fantastic. You look like a proverbial playoff contender in that game today. You looked amazing. You've looked amazing for years. You've looked fantastic for years. Great. You've looked great. I gotta give it to you. You guys are world beaters. I really am interested to see what you do against Philadelphia this week. We'll see. We'll see. In Philadelphia, it's not a pretty good team. We'll see how you do. Devin, thank you for super chat. Giants are 16-9 since 2010 against Washington. Wow, you haven't even really beaten them that badly then. Only 16-9. No, oh no, Eli. That's right. Eli was 24-8 in his career against Washington. That's what it was. I think Eli was like 24-8 against Washington. That's just funny. I just don't understand. Oh, listen, he knows us. We're going to smoke Washington. So he's a Giants fan. He knows. Look at it. You just said we're going to smoke Washington. What are you, a Giants fan? You just said we're going to smoke Washington. I thought you were a Commanders fan. You got Commanders in your name there. You said we're going to smoke Washington. Wow. You talking about Philadelphia's going to smoke Washington? Oh, Devin, there you go. Thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate it. He says, wait, 20-9 since 08. I'll go back further. Oh, they did sweep us. The 2 years. It's funny. If I'm not mistaken, 2007, they definitely swept us. 2007, they definitely swept us. I could be wrong, but I think in 2011, they also swept us. And both of those years, we won the Super Bowl. If I'm not mistaken. I know in 2007, they did. But I think in 2011, they also swept us, and we won the Super Bowl. Both of those years. An amazing guy did. He confirmed it. 2011. So both of the years that they swept us, we won the Super Bowl. Of course, most Commander fans don't know what the hell that is. I mean, you got to be almost my age to have even seen them win one. I mean, I always say about 8 years old, I think when you're about 8, I'll give you credit for understanding what the hell is going on. Maybe 7. So you'd have to be in your middle 40s to have seen them win 2. If you're 35, you've never seen them win shit. 35. Like, I make fun of the Cowboys for not winning in 28 years, but I mean, my God, I mean, Washington, I mean, they're not even close. I mean, they're not even close. They won a playoff game in 18 years. 18 years. God, I was in my 20s. No, I wasn't. I was just out of my 20s 18 years ago, but Jesus. Oh, I'm having too much fun. I love the trash talk. Jay, thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate it. The funniest thing about this is Banner's always night towards Washington. Tonight is a movie. But listen, blame Louis T. Louis T did this. Louis T did this. I'll do it. I'll repeat for those who got here late. I talked a lot of shit about beating the Cowboys week 1. A lot of shit. Say we're going to beat them. We're going to win 24-20. I told All Nation all about it. Not only did we lose, we got smoked. I talked shit on Twitter. I talked shit on it. Got killed, right? We got obliterated. Wasn't horrible. Horrible. We had 3 minutes of good football. Killed. I owned it. I sat there. I took my medicine. I was on Twitter. I was on YouTube. I didn't hide. I said, Cowboy fans, you deserve a piece of me. Go ahead and have it. Between me and the Cowboy fans. Deservedly so. They make fun of me. Deservedly so. Deservedly so. Well, lo and behold, I see this video from Louis T., who's a Commander fan, talking shit about the Giants. Did y'all witness the Giants' funeral? Has anybody seen the Giants' offense? I'm provoked to do just to text and not only do I have to lick my wounds and get killed by Cowboys, but then this Commander, all of a sudden the Commander fan come over and kick me while I'm down when we kick his ass every year. And they're high and mighty. Like I said, after beating a Cardinal team, when Josh Dobbs admitted he didn't even know the wide receivers' names week 1. Sam Howell turned the ball over twice, including giving up a fumble for a touchdown. They beat them. They beat the Broncos. Sam Howell throws for 3 touchdowns, and they they talk about he's only in week 3, and he's already better than Daniel Jones. And I try to tell him on Twitter, hey, you beat 2 of the worst teams in football by 6 points, slow your roll. Then they tell me, oh, Denver's got a great defense. The same Denver Broncos that gave up 10 touchdowns today. So they all shit on me when I made the tweet. And then I decided, you know what? I said, let's see what happens if you play a real team. They got murdered today. Sam Howell sucked today. They got crushed by a good team. They played a good team, and that's what happened. They ain't there, just like we ain't there. But I didn't go out of my way to say anything about them. If they would have lost 37-3 game, I wouldn't have said anything about Washington to them. I don't care. I care about the Giants. So he awoke. What am I trying to say? He awakened the beast. So then the Commander fans want to talk shit on Twitter. Then I find out Louis T's mods are blocking Giants fans from his stream today. And that's it. So that's why the Commander fans are getting this, because their guy wanted to start it. I didn't say nothing to it. I don't ever say anything about Washington. I really don't. I'm very cordial to them. I always say I don't hate them the way I hate the other 2 teams in the division. And it's fact. I still don't. It's not like I hate the Commanders. I certainly don't. I mean, I don't have the same disdain for them that I do those other teams. I really hate those other 2 teams. I don't. I don't have hatred for the Commanders. I don't like them. But hell, you want to talk trash? I can talk trash. I can bring the heat. I can bring the smoke. I mean, I can do it. I know I can do it. I know I can talk. I know I can talk shit. So that's what I'm doing. But that's what happened. You should have just left us alone. It was bad enough we lost 40-0. It was bad enough we lost 40-0 to Cowboys. It was bad enough I thought we were going to win the game. It was bad enough I had to listen to thousands of Cowboys fans, deservedly so. I didn't need that from a team that sucks for 30+ years and loses to the Giants almost every time they play. I didn't need it from that fan base. So that one went right. That one went in the back of the head. That one I want to put aside. I said I'll remember this. And then when I had to hear about losing to the 49ers, who's the best team in football, and he still wants to take. Then I said, okay, you better not lose to Buffalo, because now you're playing a real team. Now you're playing a good team. You better not lose. And not only did they lose, they got destroyed. And to make themselves feel better, they kicked a field goal at the end of the game so they didn't get shut out instead of actually trying to score a touchdown. So that's why it became a movie tonight. But listen, that's why you want to tune into the NFC's Roundtable. That's why you want to subscribe to the channel. But listen, if you're gonna get your panties in a bunch because I'm talking trash about a football team and this aggravates you, then don't stay here. Because people can talk shit about the Giants all they want. It ain't gonna make me mad. Because I know when we're good and when we're bad. I've been dealing with this shit for years on here. I'm used to the Giants not being good. I'm used to people talking shit about my team. I'm used to it. It ain't gonna bother me one bit. The Giants suck. People are like, oh, the Giants suck. The Giants are ass. I'll tell you, yes, we are what we are. But I didn't need to get hit from the blind side. I didn't need that. He blindsided me. It's like A2 Louis. A2 Louis. It's like Shakespearean here. A2 Louis. I mean, my God, Commander fans and Giants fans, we're supposed to kind of be together as the teams that ain't really any good that are trying to overtake the division from the Cowboys and the freaking Eagles. And my man just stabbed me in the back. I can't have it. Won't have it. Now. But trust me, by the time next week hits, this will all be gone. It's just bad. Devin, thank you for the Super Chat. He says, they haven't won 4 in a row against us since 99-2000. They haven't won 6 in a row against us since the early 80s. Yeah, they don't do anything. The funny thing is, you're talking about 2000? We were in the Super Bowl that year. Maybe we need Washington to sweep us. 3 times. They swept us in 2000. We were in the Super Bowl. We lost. And then they swept us in 7 and 11, and we won the Super Bowl. That's insane. Steve, thank you for the Super Chat. Appreciate it. He says, I live in the D.C. area, and as a Giants fan, it's not bad. No, because normally we really don't talk shit to one another. Listen, man, I've always respected Washington anyway. Always. I mean, their history, I've said this all the time. When I was growing up, John Riggins was their running back. I love Riggo. I loved Doug Williams. Right? I rooted for Washington in every one of their Super Bowls. Not the one in 72. I wasn't even born yet. I mean, I'm old. I'm not that old. But against the Raiders, 82, I was a little too young. So I didn't really watch the 82 Super Bowl. They lost in 83, but I rooted for them in 83. I definitely rooted for them in 87, and I rooted for them in 91. So every time the Redskins, I'm calling them that. Every year they've been in there, I saw them playing 4 Super Bowls. And in every one of them, 3 Super Bowls. And in every one of them, I rooted for them. I've seen the Cowboys play in 3 Super Bowls. I rooted against their ass every time. I've seen the Eagles play in a couple, 3, and I rooted against them every time. I will never, ever, ever root for those 2 teams. Ever. Washington, I never had a problem with. Like I said, by this time next week, I'm going to forget about it. But Louis made me do it. Louis made me do it. So that's why the Commander fans are feeling the brunt of the old-fashioned bad dog. It's just the way it goes. Louis made me do it. Normally I don't. Normally I'm just kind of like, I want Washington, the Giants, to be fighting for the division again, like it was when I was growing up. It hasn't happened in a long time. I'm not counting 2020. We were both shit that year. Somebody had to win the division. It was Washington. They didn't sweep the Giants in 2007. I thought they did. Maybe it was just that last game against. It was the last game they lost. The second game they played, they lost when they had to get in the postseason. But listen, guys, girls, it's 12:30. I did have extra time tonight, so I did want to hang out, talk a little smack. Listen, man, I'm going to tell you right now. Tune into the NFC East Roundtable Wednesday. It's going to be fun. Don't ever take any of this personal. I'm a football fan that roots for the Giants. Part of football is talking shit. It is. It always will be, especially in our division. Our division has the most heated rivalries there are. It is the most historic division in football. It has the most Super Bowls. It is the only division which every team has won a Super Bowl. Okay? There's a lot of rivalries here. I have been part of this rivalry, the NFCs, for 40 years watching the Giants. Okay? We have had our moments. We have owned every one of these teams at one point or another, and every team has owned us, except for Washington. They never owned us at one point or another. I don't ever remember Washington really doing a number on the Giants on a consistent basis. But it's all in good fun. Like I said, that's part of it. And I always have a good time talking trash. And I love when people talk trash to me. As long as they're not being all personal about it. The one thing I'd say, at least through the comments I read tonight, they're all football related, which I love. And your football related trash talk will never be blocked on here. My mods are not going to block you for telling me the Giants are shit, or we're Philadelphia owns your ass, or we're your daddies, or Dallas kicks your ass. You can't beat it. You're not getting blocked for that. That's not happening. That's what I want my channel to be. It's fun. It's supposed to be fun. So I had fun. But tune in for that on Wednesday. Thank you guys and girls for hanging out tonight. I really do appreciate it. And we will see. I'll probably have a video tomorrow. I wanted to talk about the Daniel Jones San Francisco thing, but I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyway, have a great night, everybody. We'll see you next time. It is the Bad Diggity